Dosa David, fam. Fam, a man is keen, you know. Blood, you was in the fucking thing before I was. Yeah, you was in the fucking live stream before I was. So this one thing called like the lobby. You must have left that comment before I've gone into the lobby. That's mad. Mad, but respect, man. See, man's got man's loyal subscribers. Get me, always there watching. We saying Dosa David, you good, yeah? Bruh. Yes, Nadia. We got some prompt people. At least man know that the notifications are going through, innit? Oh wait, we're gonna come on for a couple minutes. When I see Dosa David's message, I'm like, how is my man in the chat before I'm in the chat? Yeah, respect. Yeah, it's been a while still, man. Oh yeah, I got my notes. Man, I getting technical. Man, ain't even out here writing out no notes no more for these live streams. Man's all printing them out. So yeah, this one's gonna be about are you a victim of bad parenting, innit? So we're supposed to have done this one for a little while still, but you know, sometimes man get busy in it. So, please believe, yeah. You see, with this job that I'm doing, so I'm doing electrical testing in people's houses, council houses, and that. I'll go to the yard during the day, whatever, in it, test and write my notes. But then I come home, and whilst I'm at home, I'm still working on doing the certification and that. So I've done 3 so far. I mean, I could have got all 5 done before I've done this live stream, but sometimes your mind needs a break. So I've done 3 so far. After this live stream should end at 10 o'clock. I've got to go and just finish off 2 more. Then I've got to do the paperwork associated with it as well. So the certification is different to the paperwork, so I've got to do that as well. Yeah. You know, this lighting is too dark, man. Maybe it's because I've got the back light on in the back. It make no difference. Yeah, forgot my internet cable. Put that thing there. Alright. You think the light's good, yeah? I don't think the light's all that. But yeah, I got a DM on Instagram, like, well, actually, I responded to it 5 minutes ago, but I think it landed like 30 minutes ago or something like that. So this is off the back of the video that I released today. And I'm talking about why black women stop dating black men and they go for white men and that. So someone has messaged me on Instagram saying, do I think, let me read this thing, one sec. Random question, but who do you think mixed race woman, well, so they spelled it wrong, but mixed race women in general would prefer a black man or a mixed race man? So that's a good question. So the question is, let me write it down. Do mixed race women prefer black men or mixed? So do mixed race women prefer black men or mixed race men? That's a good fucking question. I think obviously at the end of the day, the numbers are going to work in black man's favor, innit? Because obviously there's more black men walking around than there are mixed race men, innit? You know, to get a mixed race person, you need to combine a black person and a white person first and foremost, innit? So naturally, there's more black men than there are mixed race man anyway. So more than likely, a black woman is going to pair up with a black man over a mixed race man, innit? But let's say the numbers are all even, 50 black man, 50 mixed race man. Ooh, will be a difficult one. I'd say it'll be about even. You never know. You never know. Thinking about it now, way the mixed race men might even be more favourable. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, there's more black men in it, so naturally, there's going to be more black men to pick from. So naturally, black women are going to gravitate towards black men more, innit? Because there's more of us. You know what I'm saying that though? Like, there's more Chinese men in this world. But yet still, see, this is what I'm talking about. Man will say that black men are the most hated men on the earth. No, we're fucking not. But I don't see it. Most mixed race, like people say, oh, black men are the most hated men on earth, innit? Yeah, maybe in the eyes of the law and economics and stuff, innit? But when it comes down to reproducing and that, nah, I don't think that is the case. Because most mixed race people walking this planet, most mixed race people in the UK, 90% of mixed race people in the UK have a black dad. That ain't a fucking coincidence. And I'll say, you know what? 90% of those mixed race people who have a black dad's probably Jamaican as well. So you know what? It ain't even always about the numbers, because there's more Chinese men in this world, more than likely, than there are black men. How many half Chinese people do you know? Whether it's half white, half Indian, half black. Not that much women want to reproduce with Chinese men, but a lot of men want to reproduce with black men. 90% of mixed race people walking around in the UK are half black. Obviously, sorry, 90% of mixed race people walking around in the UK have a black dad. That ain't a coincidence. That ain't a coincidence. Where's my fucking... Yeah, so most of us is fucking... most mixed race people walking around in the UK are half black. 90% of them have a black dad. Think to yourself right now, all the mixed race people that you know, how many of them have a black dad? I've got 2 mixed race people in mind right now. I know their dads is white. But the rest of them, their dad is black. And you know what? The mixed race people that I know as well, even the ones that even did, even the mixed race people that I know that have a white dad, they're with a black person. So I know one mixed race guy, he's with a black girl. I know one mixed race woman, her son's dad is black. Yeah, mixed race girls I see on the road. Most people that have a mixed race parent, the other parent is also black as well. As opposed to being white, or as opposed to being also mixed race. You don't even really find too much mixed race people who both their parents are mixed race. So yeah, black man, we're the favorite. We're the favorite. And us Jamaican, man, we got the most descendants. Yeah, man, we got the most, man. Someone said it once, and it was funny. If all the people them who was even half black and half Jamaican went back to Jamaica, the island would probably sink. Yeah, that's the fucking truth. The mixed race man will go for white women the most, though, innit? Oh, that's a difficult one. No, I'll still say mixed race. The mixed race man will still go for. Oh, yeah, it's a difficult one. Yeah. Mm. Definitely, mixed race women will definitely go for mixed race women will definitely go for black men over white men. 100%. I don't really know about the mixed because I don't really know too much mixed race men. But yeah, even the ones I'm sure, even the ones that I know, they yeah, I'm sure most mixed race guys that I know prefer black women. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. It's a good question though, man. Jay, why do you think celeb black guys mainly date non-white women? I think that question was supposed to be non-black women. Hey, what? Do you need to rephrase that, or is that actually the question, though, Sir David? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a difficult one. I think I know what I'm about to say. I know whatever I say. See, look, Dawson Day is trying to trip man up now. He's trying to set man up for some YouTube thing. Um, I know what I'm gonna say is gonna come back to bite, man. So yeah, let me tread carefully. No, I'm joking, man. Obviously, man, I have to think about this one, though, innit? Yeah. Let's forget about celebs because for me, it's quite difficult to talk about celebs and that. But corporate black men that have good jobs, one of the reasons why they date a lot of white women is because unfortunately, the black men that have the good jobs and corporate black men and that, a lot of them don't carry the energy that black women want. Adding the fact that if you got a black man who has a corporate job, think about it this way: you got a black man, he has a corporate job. He lives in London, but he has a corporate job. He works in the city. Well, 90% of the people them that work in the city ain't, well, 95% of the people them that work in the city ain't gonna be black. So the chances of him even interacting with a black woman to hook up with a black woman is gonna be slim. When he goes out in the city and that, and he's going to all these functions or interacting with people in the city, there ain't gonna be that much black women to choose from. His social circle, unfortunately, a lot of us black people ain't professional people and don't have high paying jobs. So there's gonna be less and less black women for him to interact with. So I think that's partly why a lot of black men who have corporate jobs and that and are professional black men, they don't pair up with black women because there ain't even that much black women for them to pair up with. Because think about it this way: if a man's a high earner and he's a decent quality man, why is he gonna want to pair up with some ratchet ass black girl? I'm not saying all black girls are ratchet. You got some good ones, you got some bad ones, but there's a lot of ratchet ass black women. A man who's doing well for himself, he don't want no ratchet ass black woman telling him what to do and that and trying to run his money and that. Nah, man, nah. But the celebs thing, that's a difficult one. Yeah, man, that's a difficult one. Maybe the same thing with the celebs thing. Why a lot of black celebrities hook up with white women? It's just the places that they go. Them man, they might just be in them prestigious clubs and that, and unfortunately, maybe the black women aren't in them prestigious club. Maybe the black women are too hood for them. Maybe the black women ain't submissive enough for them, or maybe the man them ain't manly enough to make the woman submit. That might be another thing as well. There's a lot of things that go into it. But definitely, who you hang around with, what certain sort of places you go to. Unfortunately, a lot of black women, a lot of us black people come from, the working class and that. So we ain't even going to be at these upper class prestigious events for them man there to even interact with. Let me see. I know this might be controversial, but I think it's because that's the women they really want, but couldn't access them before. Yeah, but then they could just go back and get them, though, innit? Mm. Hey, listen. When I'm famous, I'll let you know which women gravitate towards me. Nah, I'm joking. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's a difficult one, isn't it? There's a lot of factors. Successful black men, a lot of black people ain't successful. So, if you're going to attract people within your circle and that, well, unfortunately, you ain't got much black people to pick from. Remember, it's a numbers game. You might get 10 girls' numbers. You might get out on a date with 4 of them. You might sleep with 1 or 2 of them. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. And if you've got less numbers to work with, then the chances of you hooking up with a black girl and that and it working is slim to none. Just remember, some of these gals, yeah, they. This is why Kevin Samuels was so big and that, and other man that spit the same thing as him. You got gal out here, right? They came across a decent man. They came across a decent black man when they were younger and that, but because he weren't hood enough, because he weren't gang banging and that, because he didn't have 6 other girls chasing after him, she pushed him to the side. But then what happens? Yeah, because remember, these girls think they know it all when they're 20, 21, 23, 25, whatever in it, when they're young and they're hot. But when's that happening? When they get 30, 35, boy, the clock is ticking, Oh, I'm going to go and find myself a real good man. And then they get pissed off when they see black man driving nice cars and that, and their passenger is a white girl. You see, white girls and that, and Asian girls and women of all the other race of women in the world, they don't really make that mistake, Yeah, they fuck about with the bad boys when they're really young, when it don't really matter. But when it's time to get serious, 20, 21, when they start graduating from uni and that's when they go and find themselves husband, boyfriend material, whatever, innit? But black women don't think like that. Black women, no, they continue that throughout their life. I know women 50 years old. Don't get twisted. Women always want that bad boy. I get it. But 50 years old, women are still, these 50-year-old women still want the bad man. Still want the bad man. And they complain when their youths don't have their dad around. And you can't have your cake and eat it. Can't have your cake and eat it. All of these girls, all these women out here, should I say, innit, that are like all 40 years old and they're single mums and that, and the baby dads are waste, man. I guarantee you, even if it was just that one guy, there was one guy in their life that was interested in them, wanted to give them the world. But you know what happened? He was too nice. He weren't a challenge. Man, fuck that idiot. Let me go and chase my man Upsar because, he's a rude boy. He walks with swag. That's going to be the perfect father figure for my youth. So, man, what can I say? I don't have no remorse for them. I understand why. The man them you have to have a certain energy about you for women to want to deal with you or whatever, innit? But you know what, yeah? Carrying that gangster swag and that don't raise children, Gangsters don't raise children. Tell you what will happen if you date a gangster. My man will be in jail and you will be visiting his dad. Imagine going to visit your dad in prison. That's mad. That's mad. That is nuts. Yeah. I hear that. All women like a challenge in that, but this thing ain't a game. It's not a game. Women are only gonna come across a handful of men that are actually good suitors. And just because he weren't a challenge, just because his swag weren't as on point as you want it to be, you just push him to the side. Well, that's cool, then, innit? But see what I go on when you're 35 and that. Because trust me, there's bare women out here. Bare them. Single and lonely. When if they gave my man a chance, they'll be married. My man wanted to give her the world. So hold on a minute. So you push my man to the side and you're a broke single mum living in a council house. When if you gave that guy a chance, could guarantee you, just look at the way my man's living right now. You would have been in a detached house in the suburbs. You would have been driving a Mercedes, and potentially you could be a kept woman. As long as you don't spend too much of his money. You could have been a kept woman pushing a Mercedes. But no, nah, he's not gangster enough, so I want to chase the bad boy. Well, boy. What question? What question? This one, yeah? Jay was, you know the mental and physical benefits of semen retention and no fat. Man, I've seen them videos and that. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Like I've seen man talk about this thing, yeah. And for me, I think it's just a good discipline. I don't think it gives you these fucking superpowers and that. I've watched man talk about this thing on YouTube, talking about after 2 days of not beating off, he had a heightened focus. Yeah, he felt stronger, more agile. His performance when he went running and that was better than his previous weeks when you get me, beaten off. After 2 days. If you feel like Superman after 2 days of not beating off, that means you must be smashing away 7 times a day, fam. Because how can 2 days make a fucking difference? Yeah, it must be nonsense. A man talking about heightened focus after 2 days. Come on, fam. But you know what? It's a good discipline because yeah, man, man, don't want to talk too much in it, but boy, yeah, the urges them can get the better of you, innit? That's all man saying. Yeah. 30 days, 90 days. Boy, a few years, that's mad. I remember Mike Tyson said that he didn't release nothing for 5 years. Boy, R.I.P. the next woman in line. Boy, he must have murdered her. Who knows? Who knows? If he didn't retain his seed and that for 5 years, maybe he wouldn't be one of the greatest boxers to ever live. You never know. But I think, you know what? It just comes with other things. It's like, if you're strong enough and focused enough to not do that for 90 days or a year or some mad numbers like that, then you can cut out all of the other nonsenses in your life as well. Not going clubbing, not going raving. Yeah. Do you know what? I swear you said this a couple times, the bass. I don't know. Because, like, when I talk on the camera, I don't think there's no bass or nothing like that. So I don't even know. I don't even know. I swear, my voice changes in every fucking video. Like, when I'm watching videos from a year ago, obviously your voice does naturally change. Well, I don't know, year by year, maybe every 3-4 years or whatever, and your accent and your voice is going to change a little bit. But even the other day, I made a video talking about the OnlyFans thing, sitting in my car. And Nadia said, "Oh, is that video, that video can't be old because you was talking about making that video the other day, but you sound young." No, you're right. It does echo because I've watched some of these live streams before back and I can hear my voice just bouncing off the walls. But then when I'm using my phone, it's not the same thing. I don't even know. I don't even know, man. But yeah, I think that's what Nadia was replying to Mike Tyson, isn't it? But yeah, I'm gonna start the live stream, the topic at hand in about 5 minutes. But yeah. Yeah, black man, we are the most desirable men on the planet, man. We are the most desirable men on the planet. Especially us Jamaicans. Mm. You know how many Jamaican men ain't got nothing. A man ain't got 2 pence to rub together. A man lives in a council house. A man don't even drive. But a man's got 6, 7, 8 kids. And you got a man out here with good jobs, nice cars, nice houses or apartment, and man are struggling for women. So I'm telling you, fam, you better not be getting money for women, blood. You better be getting money for yourself, because money don't bring women. Money don't bring women. It can enhance it a little bit, like maybe if you became a millionaire or whatever, that's just because you probably have access to certain social groups of people because you're making more money, so that you can get more women and maybe higher quality women. But the money don't mean nothing. The money don't mean nothing. Like when man say, if you lose your job, you lose your girl. Blood, during COVID, 2020 January to 2021 January, I did not fucking work. No, I didn't go nowhere. And I didn't work. I didn't work. A man sat here, fam. Yeah, pretty much. Well, between January and March, I was whatever, still at my mother's yard, didn't it? But after lockdown, when lockdown kicked off a week or two, then I just came here and I stayed. I stayed since. My little sister was harassing me about the rooms. I was like, yeah, go and take the room, bro, whatever, innit? But yeah, my girl ain't go nowhere. So all of this, you lose your money, you lose your girl. No, if you lose your confidence, you lose your girl. Don't get it twisted. Like, obviously you got a certain amount of time to get your things back and that, but yeah, you can't be broke forever, innit? All right, so the man said, not releasing your seed does increase your testosterone by between 45 and 145% by the seventh day. Gives you more energy, motivation, back in nutrition time. Yeah, probably. Hey, they don't give you superpowers though, but yeah, that's why they say before a fight or whatever in it, martial arts, whatever in it, don't release or whatever in it, but. But what my man said, that's bullshit, man. Heightened focus after 2 days, blood. What are you doing day to day on a daily basis then for it to make any difference? After 2 days, that's fucking madness, man. But yeah, anyway, back to the original thing. Black man were the most desirable, man. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, man, we are the most desirable, man. We got, you know how many fat, overweight white girls I see walking around this area with babies almost the same skin tone as me. I'm like, how the fuck these youths so dark out here nowadays, man? They must be some super niggas out here, and these man must be jet black, because I don't know how some of these mixed race kids are almost the same color skin as me. I know I ain't that dark, but fucking hell, man. I see plenty of these fat white girls out here with these mixed race kids out here. I think I know who that is. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So, mm, do you know what? Maybe one of the reasons why a lot of mixed race girls like darker skinned men, would go for black men over white men and mixed race men, probably because women just like darker skin. Don't know, maybe darker skin seems more masculine, because I think they was talking about it one time where they were saying that the reason why black men prefer mixed race women and light skinned black women is because men just find mixed race and light skinned women more feminine just because of the tone of their skin. I can imagine right now. There's one girl in the urban community. All the fuck she talks about is dark skin women. I can see her watching this and getting angry over that statement. I can just imagine her getting angry over that statement, boy, about black men find mixed race and light skinned girls more appealing because lighter skin is seen as more feminine or whatever. That's why you hear women say they like a tall, dark, and handsome man. White women say they want a tall, dark, and handsome man, referring to white men. Whatever the fuck that means. a white woman will say, I want a tall, dark, and handsome man. And all he is, he's just got black hair, but he's still white. What the fuck does that mean? I don't understand tall, dark, and handsome if he's just got black hair. But maybe the term dark, it just refers to masculinity or whatever, innit? They prefer darker skin. Well, dark men in whatever fucking context that in car. I don't understand how a man could be tall, dark, and handsome, but he's white with black hair. That don't even make no sense to me. Dark means at least some kind of skin pigmentation, some kind of tan. But yeah, I just think it's natural for women to prefer a darker man than a lighter man. Light skin is maybe looked at as being more feminine than dark skin. So, black men will prefer lighter skinned women because it seems as being more feminine. Even in certain cultures and that, I think it's either Indian or Pakistani or both of them. There's one rule that they have: marry someone lighter than you. You have to marry someone the same color as you or lighter. So the men can't marry someone darker than them. It have to be the same skin tone or lighter. That's mad. For what reason, I don't know. Maybe it's got to do with that feminine business, like, a lighter skinned woman is seen as being more feminine than a dark skinned woman. I don't know. Them Justin Timberlake type of man, yeah. And then she's saying that he changed when she turned 16, yeah. Like what I was saying in that video, like the video that man released earlier today, and I was talking about like the non-black girls, the Greek girls, the Asian girls, like the Vietnamese girls and that, and some of the white English girls. If they could have a black man who was hobby material, but he still had that swag. So he had swag, but he was hobby material. A lot of the men from their culture wouldn't get a look in, They wouldn't get a look in. Fuck what their parents think or whatever. Yeah, you cannot get in between a woman's attraction. A woman will cut off her family for the right guy, or at least distance themselves from their family for the right guy. But what happens is, unfortunately, yeah, certain men have the swag and the lifestyle and that, but they don't make great fathers. So they have to look to someone from their culture who is on that energy. No, they're saying 100%. But anyway, might give it one more minute and then man's gonna get into the there's one thing I wanted to talk about. If there's one thing I fucking hate, we're talking about feminine energy now anyway, is man that make videos about other men. Now, in the rap world and that, when man wanna make diss tracks about other man, I don't know, innit? I don't know. To be fair, really and truly, Me, if I was a rapper, I wouldn't make no diss tracks about no other rappers. But I mean, if it's a music thing and maybe that's different in it because rap battles and that or whatever in it. Yeah, that's cool in it. Yeah, maybe in it. But one thing I saw the other day. What day was it? What day is today? It's Tuesday today, innit? I think it was Sunday, innit? I'm looking through my feed on YouTube. Actually, it was on the laptop. Pointing at my phone. It was on the laptop, innit? Boom. Looking through my feed, innit? Yeah. You know, you got my man from Fresh and Fit, not the black one, the one that's from Sudan, the Asian-looking guy, innit? Yeah. There's one video, exposing my man from that podcast or whatever, innit? Yeah. So I just clicked on it to see because it says something about baby mums or some nonsense like that, innit? Like, man are actually going out of their fucking way to make videos exposing next man. See, this is what I mean. This is what happens when you start popping and you become big. Man are just gonna hate on you. Man can't watch your success, and be like, you know what, cool. No, a man will find an inch and a man will find like a crumb and make a mountain out of it, Man all coming out, he pays women to do this and getting this woman pregnant and all this. Blood, mind your own fucking business. See, this is why certain men ain't successful. The energy that you're putting out there to tear down someone else's reputation and bring someone down to the ground is the energy that you can put in yourself to elevate yourself. But no, it's easier. A man won't even put his face to it, A man will use Microsoft Word's voice. Tom from Microsoft Word to narrate the whole fucking video, making some diss video and tearing down the next man's reputation and that, because he ain't getting no views. He ain't expanding like my man. This is what's wrong with man. Man hiding behind a fucking picture. The whole video is just a slideshow with a fake voice behind it, a bot behind it. And then afterwards, when I clicked on that one, I see our next one. This was in America. Obviously, the other guy who made the video, probably American as well, wasn't it? Yeah, but there's a guy in America, black man, because I assumed the person before weren't black. But anyway, these two black men were on a live stream. And they had a third person on it, which was a girl, which she called in. You didn't see her face. You know them people, they ain't got no confidence. This is what I don't rate about people as well. Yeah. If you're just having a general conversation on YouTube live stream and you're just having a general conversation, that's cool. But you know what? The moment you start dissing someone or something like that, if you want to come on a live stream, show your fucking face. No, all we're seeing is ceiling. All we're seeing is ceiling. So I mean, you can talks and that, but you can't put your face in the chat, no? So one girl must have come on talking about, got pregnant and all this kind of nonsense and that, innit? So obviously the live stream's going and that, innit? I think, let me see how long this live stream's been going on for. Man, scrub the thing back. The thing had been on for 4 hours, 4 hours. This guy in America is like some kind of YouTube lawyer. I don't even know what the fuck he is. And I'm watching it and I'm like, this is a grown-ass man. Not look a 20-year-old, 19-year-old kid. This is a grown-ass man. Man are 40 years old, pushing 45. And a man has really got time to be live streaming about another YouTuber because he allegedly pays girls to come on his podcast, or he got some girl pregnant and he told her to get rid of the baby. Bro, mind your own fucking business, bro. That is feminine. I'm watching it, yeah? Like, it's actually getting me mad. I wanted to slap the shit out of this guy, And on my hand, I'll print the words, be a fucking man. I was like, nah, man. You're overstepping the boundary and that when you start making videos about, man. Don't make no videos about nobody. Listen, you see on this channel, I try and spread positivity and I don't try and incite no violence. But man, forget bun for that. That's all I'm saying. You forget bun for that, but you can't. Why you got time to be going on to the internet to make a video about an ex-man? YouTube beef. Nonsense. Grown man don't beef over YouTube. No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Miss what point, fam? Explain that point. Unless he's chatting about my man here. I don't know what you were talking about before. It's normally because of porn. Oh, okay, yeah, no. To be fair, yeah, you need to expand on this because see a lot of things were said. I don't know who's you referring to, me or this transparent pill guy. But yeah, you think I would ever? Yeah, I might make a YouTube video responding to what someone said or whatever in it. But I'm not gonna make no YouTube diss videos about nobody. No, no. You keep it on the road. That's what man learned from the roads. You keep it on the road, fam. Nah, fam, making YouTube beef. What? But I'm a grown ass man. I let my fist speak. If I got a problem with someone, I let my fist speak. As I say, I ain't trying to incite no violence or nothing like that. But that's just how a man's built. I ain't gonna never lie and say, oh, well, if I got a problem with someone, I ain't gonna let my fist speak. Yeah, I let my fist speak. I let my fist speak. I ain't pulling out no weapons. And if someone pull out a weapon on me, I'm gonna defend myself. I'm not letting no one have a one up on me. No. So if someone's got a weapon, I'm gonna pull out a weapon. Let me just be clear right now. Me, I'm the type of man, I will fight anyone I'll fight anyone one on one. Fist man up, no problem. But if someone pulls out a weapon on me, I'm gonna pull out something on them. Yeah, because there's no way I'm gonna let someone have an advantage over me. I'm gonna defend myself. But I ain't gonna draw for a weapon first. I ain't gonna draw for a weapon first, innit? But yeah, let me get into this thing because it's at the 1 hour and it's at the 40-minute mark, and hopefully I can get through this thing in hour and 20 minutes, innit? So, are you a victim? What's the title of this thing now? Are you a victim of bad parenting? Are you a victim of bad parenting? So I'm going to try and do this in order of severity, lowest to highest. Some of you lot might disagree. Oh, that one's worse than the other one or whatever, innit? Some of these are quite similar or whatever, innit? But yeah, I'm going to try and do this in order of severity. So there's parents out here who they don't want their children to go to private school and that, yeah? So don't want their children to go to some parents out here, they don't want their children to go to private school. Man, know a few parents like that. They've said, oh, I wouldn't want my children to go to private school. This is when we're speculating whether, they could put their children through private school if they even had the money. No, I wouldn't want my children to go to private school because they will think that they're better than me. I've heard quite a few parents say that. Obviously, working class parents, obviously. Because more than likely, if it's a middle class parent, they probably went to private school themselves. But a lot of working class parents, they feel like if their children do better than them, far superior to them, they speak more eloquent, they speak the Queen's English, they will automatically look down on their parents. So the child will then look down on their parent because the child may come from a working class household. The mum may have been a nurse, had a working class job like a nurse. The dad may have been like an electrician. I'm an electrician, so it's a working class man's job. The dad may have been an electrician, but they had enough money and sense to put the youth through private school. Some parents will fear that their youth will think that they're better than them. How can that fucking happen? How can that happen? If I had a youth and I would want to still put my child through private school, if I had a child and I put my child through private school, if I put Jelani Jr. through private school, he could never grow up and think he's better than me. Do you know why? Because I put his little rascal in private school. If it weren't for me, he'll be going to mainstream school like everybody else. So yeah, Papa, Daddy was an electrician, whatever, innit? but he put me through private school and that, and now I'm a banker or whatever, and I'm better than him. No, you can't think that, because if it weren't for my sacrifice, you wouldn't even be in that position. So yeah, you can be deluded all you want and think you're better than man. But if it weren't for me, you wouldn't even be in that position to earn that money. Because if I didn't bother make that sacrifice, you'd be like the rest of your family and your cousins and all these other mediocre people walking down the street with a mediocre education and a mediocre outcome to life. So you think a child could ever think that they're better than their parents? But some people, when they're insecure within themselves, they can't get past that, them small minor things like that. Like, but if someone think they're better than me, that's up to you, innit? Yeah, but there's no way you can think you're better than me when I put you in that position. It must be mad. So there's a lot of parents out here, they will hold back their youths. They couldn't even possibly have the money to send their kids to private school. I've watched programs where they're self-made millionaires, but they're working class. They came from average working class homes. They came from council houses. And now they're actually millionaires. And they have their kids are still quite young. They're 18, 20 years old and that. But these lot were millionaires before they had their kids. And I think to myself, like, why did their kids not speak a certain way, not speak the Queen's English? Like, you can tell they went to mainstream school. You can tell they're proper working class themselves and that. Why didn't their parents put them through private school? It's probably because of that. More than that, there's a possibility that the parents think, oh, no, I don't want them to think a certain way, or I don't want them to think that they're better than people and that. It's madness. But if I have the money to put my youth through private school, I'm putting my youth through private school. If they want to think that they're better than me, then that's up to you. But you're an idiot because I put you in that position. If it weren't for my sacrifice, you'd be going to mainstream school, eating some dead food at lunchtime. To be fair though, actually, the lunchtime meals are all right for me, but at my school. But yeah. So yeah, man, there's parents out here, you see what I'm saying? Your kids, right? I'm an electrician. There is no way I want my son to be a fucking electrician. No. Yeah, when my son's on the come up, when he's 13 years old, yeah, I'll teach him how to wire a house and that. That's a day out with dad. But no, I'm not telling my son to go to college to be no fucking electrician. No. You go to university and get a good fucking education and that. And then once you get education in the field, you're gonna start your own fucking business. I want my kids to be better than me and their kids to be better than them, and so on. If a woman is a fucking, I don't know, an accountant or whatever, really, she should want her daughter to go on to be a lawyer or her son to go on to be a lawyer. If you're an accountant, why do you want your kid to be at the same level as you? You want your youth to progress. And if we didn't have that mindset as people wanting our ascendants, to progress and go further than us, if we didn't want our ascendants to go further than us, our kids to go further than us, we'll still be in a fucking stone age. If we didn't feel like, if we all thought like, oh, we don't want our kids to do better than us, we want our kids to stay at the same position as us or even do worse. But let's play devil's advocate and say we want our youth to stay at the same position as us. We'll still be in the stone age. How do you think we built all this world? That's how we built this world, because the parents, and that is what is unique to the human race apparently as well. The previous generations can educate the successors or the generations that proceed. That's why we're so far ahead. If we had that mentality, we don't want our kids and our descendants to be better than us. Sorry, descendants. I think that's the right word. Yeah, we don't want our descendants to be better than us. We'll still be in a fucking stone age. So it's a dumb mentality. You can't think like that, man. Yeah, I don't want my son to be an electrician. But me, I come from a household where no one was skilled. But I'm a skilled man. So my mum can say, okay, yeah, my son's done me proud because you get me. So then I have to, okay, naturally, okay, make sure that my son or my daughter's doing better than me. And then they need to continue that mindset. Can't be out here trying to hope and pray that your kids ain't better than you. That's nonsense, man. So yeah, it's not just the poor working class people. It's even working class people who have made a success of themselves and become millionaires. They still have that mindset. Some of them, oh, I don't want to send my kid to private school, so they become a snob and all this nonsense. And then they come out with this nonsense like, oh, you know how many people that go to private school become drug addicts and that, bro? Well, let's do a little survey right now. And all these crackers that are on the road, did they go to private school? No, they went to normal school if they even fucking finished it, and they still became crackers. What's the fucking difference? People are gonna jump on drugs regardless of what school they went to. But when it comes to private school, everyone's got something bad to say about the good. Everyone's always got bad to say about the good. But anyway, let's move on because I could probably talk about this for the next 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So yeah, swearing in households. I was gonna add the next bit, but I'll add that in a minute. Swearing in households. Man, I did not come from one of them households where parents are swearing left, right, and center. No, 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 no. No, no, I did not come from one of them households where parents are swearing left, right, center. Obviously, sometimes parents, they get angry and they say words that they're not supposed to say in it. Human beings and that. But there's some parents, they just swear loosely in front of their youth. Loosely in front of their youth. To like where it's actually incorporated in the kids' language, to where the kid goes to school and they start swearing, and the parent and the teachers then have to think to themselves, where the fuck did these youths learn this shit? They learn it from home. And even just digressing off that a little bit, when you hear a little kid say something racist about black people or something like that, just know say they picked up about home, innit? Yeah, if you ever hear like a little kid who's like 7 or 8 or maybe younger, a little bit older, whatever, and you say the N word or something like that, just know say that more than likely they picked that up at home from their parents, because that's what they're around. That's what they're hearing all the time. Certain attitudes and that. Remember, racism is learned, Racism is learned. Foul language is learned. And more time it's going to be learned from the household. So yeah, there's swearing in households and that, and I'm gonna break this down into little bits and pieces in it. So obviously, man's already said about parents who swear loosely in front of their youths and that. It's not just the parents swearing loosely in front of their youths, it's the parents also watching TV that has swearing in it. So like at my yard, back home, mother's yard or whatever in it, yeah. Like my parents and that, they know not to put on certain things in front of us lot when we was a kid. And even now, because my little sister's young, she's like, just turned 10 years old or whatever in it. So for example, as you know already, with black comedies, Steve Harvey and all them comedians and that, well, a part of it, they need to swear in it, yeah, because it just makes it better. But I noticed like when man was a youth, young, if my mum or stepdad or whatever was watching a comedy or whatever, was swearing in it, as soon as man walk in the room, they'll turn it off. Or they'll at least make man leave the room or whatever. You don't want to expose your youth to swearing in that. So you got parents who swear loosely in front of their kids and they think it's all right. And you get some parents who don't even swear like that, but they will watch things with swearing in front of their youth. No, both of them forget cut out. Both of them forget cut out. You can't be watching things with peers swearing in that. I've been to man's yard. I remember I had one friend before. And the thing is his kid could barely even talk. And one time I was in his yard with him and his mum was there in it. And there was some swearing on TV, but his mum didn't really say nothing. But he must have said something to his mum and his mum ignored him. And then I've just interjected and I say, well, maybe your mum ignored what you said because there's swearing going on in the TV and you got your son in the room and that. She was like, exactly. It's not good, man. You can't be watching things on TV with swearing and that, man. It's bad for the youth. It's bad for the youth. There's parents that let their youth swear as well. So, yeah, kids are going to hear things that they're not supposed to, whether it's from the parents or friends, outsiders, whatever. They're going to bring that into the yard and the parents are going to let them get away with it. What kind of nonsense is that? Like, in my yard, I've had to say to a man, obviously politely, whatever, innit, yeah, but yeah. And he's not even my people directly, not my friends, but guests that come into my yard may have sworn in front of my little sister, innit, yeah. Yo, allow the swearing in front of my little sister, innit. Because we don't swear in front of my little sister like that. Now, obviously, I would assume my sister being 10 years old, whatever, innit, in school, no swear words and that. Make my sister say a swear word in front of us. That's all I'm saying. It wouldn't happen. It couldn't happen. We don't come from them type of households. And one time I was in Curvans in Wood Green. I'm in there at lunchtime. This is when my little sister was about 2 years old. I took my little sister out for lunch. I'm sitting at the table. She's sitting opposite me. She's in the high chair and that for the, yeah. There's some woman to my left of me. I remember it like it was fucking yesterday. The restaurant was pretty much empty because obviously it's lunchtime, innit? And there's some, she was English born, but I think she was Greek. A lot of like women who are like English born but are Greek, you can't really tell that they're not white English. Because there are some white English people who have dark hair or whatever in it, but I think she was like Greek, but she was English born, innit? And every other word, effing, and bearing in mind, she's got youths at her table, you know, 13, 14, yeah. She got youths at her table, innit? Effing, I had to just, excuse me, do you mind not swearing in front of my sister? Thank you. Literally like that. But I'm not having no one swearing in front of my sister. If I ain't swearing in front of my sister, I'm not having no one swearing in front of my sister, man. Come on, man. Respect my little sister, innit? So, and then, oh, this is the part man need to add in as well. Or swearing in households, innit? And then fuck you mum households. I'm just gonna be straight and up front, innit? Yeah, that fuck you mum household, that's mostly white people, innit? Yeah, I'm not saying like me. I put my hands up. I've sworn at my mum before, innit? Yeah, I ain't no fucking saint. I'm Jay Wise. I ain't Jay Saints. Yeah, but white kids, not all of them, obviously, but a lot of white kids, they take it to the like for us as a black youth to swear at our mum, yeah. And as I said, I've done it before. I put my hands up. I've sworn at my mum before. You watching this as a viewer probably sworn at your mum before as well, yeah. So don't act like you're some fucking saint, yeah. But white youths, they just do it on another level. You see them out in public. I'm not saying all white kids. I'm not saying all white kids. But I'm saying if you're gonna see a youth swearing at their mum in Tesco, there's gonna be a white youth over a black youth. Like it's normal. Like you shouldn't even be telling your mom shut up. For me to tell my mom that that's a swear word in itself. Like I respect man's mom's presence. You know, like even when I go home, I'm a 28-year-old Ras Clark man. I'm gonna be 29 next month. You know, I'm gonna be 29 in what 27 days or something like that. And even when I go home and I sit down and talk to my mom, if I'm telling her a story and I need to say a swear word, I will censor out that swear word, I'll blur that swear word. Or if I'm going to say that swear word, I'll say, you effing, yeah, you understand? Man, kind of, yeah? Just so my mum understands the context of the story and knows that, okay, that swear word needs to be said to deliver the context properly, but I'm still going to censor out that word or whatever, innit? Yeah? Or if I'm about to swear, I'm going to say to my mum, I'm about to swear. Yeah, that's the sort of respect that man's got for man's mum. And I'm a fucking grown-ass man. But some of these youths, I ain't saying that black youths don't do it. They'll be telling their mum, F off and that like it's normal. Normal. My barber is a Jamaican barber. Shout out man like John Barber, innit? And we was talking about this one time as well, innit? And we were saying that like, we were just talking about black people. So the English-born Jamaicans like me against the Jamaicans who were actually born there and that. And I was like, yeah, to be fair, you lot, as in the Jamaicans who are born and bred in Jamaica, you lot have more respect for your parents than we do. I'm not saying that us British-born Jamaicans don't have much respect for our parents, but definitely them lot have more respect for their parents than that, because their parents don't fuck about. Their parents don't fuck about. My mum used to tell me stories about my grandma, who's a Jamaican. My grandma's actually from Jamaica. My mum was born here. My mum told me that my grandma never even used to talk. She used to just give my mum the look. That was enough. Us English-born Jamaicans, we will run our mouths to our parents and that. Nah. Them old school Jamaican parents, you can't fuck with them. And my grandma was tiny as well. My grandma ain't no big woman or nothing. My grandma was tiny, innit? But grandma don't play around. Grandma don't play around. Anyway, he said that when he came over and he was here for a couple of years, he was shocked. A man was shocked at how the black youths in the UK talk to their parents. And he's thinking, I would be dead. He was saying, I would be dead if I ever spoke to my mum like that. That's what happens when you're born. That's what happens when you're born over in the UK and the parents ain't strict, man. Can get away with murder, basically. So yeah, youths who swear at their parents, that's bad. That's bad. But it's bad because the parents are allowing their youths to swear. Why are they allowing their youths to swear? Well, first of all, they're swearing in front of the youths. If they ain't doing that, they're fucking allowing other people to swear in front of their youths. If they ain't doing that, they're watching TV with swearing in front of their youths. And the worst case scenario is when the kids are swearing at them and they're not even like putting a stop to it. I think I have my youth swearing at me. You must be going mad. Right, next one. Come on, you Spurs, you know. Parents. What's Clark going on with his keyboard? Next one, parents who are poor. Well, how is that bad parenting in that? Well, if you're poor as a parent, you haven't made steps and you haven't made that sacrifice to make sure that your kids are. Come on, look, we don't have to grow up in a silver spoon society and that, but your kids should be in a position, well, you should be in a position where you're financially stable. Your youth should not be going to school and having to fucking eat free school meals because you as a parent can't supply them with enough money to pay for their lunch, or you as a parent can't supply them with pocket money and that. I know, man, said to me, when you're real poor, yeah, these are the options that you have when you're super poor sometimes. A man told me his mom had two options. You pick one out of the two. Either you get free school travel, so you can go to school for free, or no free school travel, so no free Oyster card or nothing like that, but you get free school meals. Take your pick. Well, the youth has to go to school, so free school travel, but no food. A man told me that. So I told my mum, and she was like, no way, you missed the part of the story. He's chatting rubbish, one of the two. Yeah, you got some of the information wrong. The next time I saw him, I said to him, blood, please just explain this to me. Did you have the option of one or two? Yeah, one being free school meals or free travel to school? And he said, yeah. He said his mum picked free travel to school, so he had to go to school hungry. Imagine, a man might wake up because a man's school was far away from his house as well. It's like an hour and a half journey, something like that. So imagine, a man might wake up, because what time does school start? 8 o'clock, yeah? A man might wake up at 5:45, get up, have breakfast, and quickly jump in the shower. Leave the yard for 6:30. Boom. Hour and a half journey to school. You're in school for about 4 hours from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Then you usually get your lunch. Well, he ain't been provided with a lunch, so he's gone 4 hours already without a meal. Then what? Boom, another 3 hours, then you break off from school. So you're in school for about 7 hours, 7.5 hours or something like that. Remember, it's an extra hour and a half journey home. So 7.5 hours plus an hour and a half, that's 9 hours. So a man has gone 9 hours, more than that. Well, yeah, about 9 hours without a meal. What kind of fucking madness is that? How the fuck are you sending your youth to school and not feeding them? So that's where being a poor parent, like, that is madness. You ain't preparing for your youth. You got parents who have got youths in dangerous areas, and the best thing that they think to do is go to fucking House of Parliament with placards, yeah, with bullshit writing on it saying, oh yeah, you know, police brutality and save our children, all this kind of nonsense and that. Yeah, it's easier to go outside fucking the House of Parliament with placards and that, stand out there for a couple hours, a day or two, or whatever, making up noise with your other poor friends and that, instead of saying, you know what, fuck this, yeah, let's take some real action. Let's save up for 5 years. Let's make some sacrifice. And let's go and buy a house. Yeah, outside of London, because it's affordable. Yeah, unfortunately, we're going to be in Timbuktu and we ain't going to have much contact, or definitely ain't going to be able to see our family members and that because of the distance. But you know what? Our child's safety is more important than that. Now, they would rather pick staying in a poor, dangerous area like Stockwell or Tottenham or Hackney or somewhere where it's dangerous for their youth, just so they can be around their friends, easy access to their friends. The same people that chat shit about them behind their fucking back and they don't even know. These are the people that you want to stay loyal to. These are the people then that you want to stay in close proximity to. The same people that chat shit about you behind your back. Man, see all the time, fam. If only some of you people knew. If only some of you people were a fly on the wall in their house when you left, before you came, after you went, and you heard the conversations about you, you'll think twice about being loyal to these people. Madness. So you want to keep you in a dangerous area and that, just so you're close to people that chat shit about you behind your back, don't even really rate you behind your back. You don't even know. There's people watching this right now. They think they're friends and their family. Yeah, you think what, you know, you think that they rate you highly, and I don't rate you, fam. They don't rate you. And even people them that do rate you as well. There's people out here, you excel past them. You know, I love to use the same scenario all the fucking time. You got 3 men. One drives a Mercedes, one drives a BMW, one drives an Audi. They all on 35, 40 grand a year. They all live in 3-bed terrace houses. But make one of them man there start earning 150 grand a year. Make one of them start driving a Jaguar F-Type R. Make one of them own a detached house in the suburbs and stop spending as much time with the other two, because naturally you're earning more money, probably putting in more work and that. You might start hanging around 1, 2 new people and that. Oh man, start hating. And these are the people that you want to stay loyal to? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. So, yeah. When man say, oh, poor parents who are poor, people think, what? But that it's deeper than just, oh, you're poor because your mind is poor. You're poor. If anyone is poor, it's because they want to be poor. If anyone is poor, it's because they ain't putting the work to get out their struggle. Don't get it twisted. I would expect some people to be in struggles for 5 years and that. But if you've been poor for 10, 15 years, the problem is you, fam. The problem is you, fam. You're not making sacrifice. You're taking the wrong path down life. You're doing something to be poor. So underneath this umbrella of poor parents and that, there's single mums out here that commit benefit fraud. The single mums out here, they commit benefit fraud, they get caught, they get slapped with a hefty fine, and then what do? They go and lease a new car and that. Madness. 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 A mum will really go out there and want to commit benefit fraud so she don't have to work, because she'll use the excuse of wanting to see her youths more often and want to be a mum to their youths. All right, so you commit benefit fraud so you have more time to not work and spend time with your youths. But really and truly, you ain't even spending that much time with your youths. And really and truly, you're putting yourself in a position where you won't even see your youths, where your youth might get taken into care because you're in jail. Fucking stupid, man. Laziness. Why is she a single mum? Why is she a broke single mum? Goes back to what man was saying at the beginning of the live stream. There was a decent man that came along. He wanted to give her the world, fam. But unfortunately, he weren't a challenge. Unfortunately, he didn't wear Balmain, Gucci, Balenciaga. He weren't flying to all these different stupid locations, taking pictures on Snap and that. So you know what? Oh, I don't find that guy attractive when I'm in my 20s. So let me fuck around with a bad boy and that, get pregnant, become a single mom. Now I'm broke. Now I'm on benefits. And she's gonna sit there pushing buttons on the Sky. Yeah, but buttons, channels is limited on Sky as well, because you know what? She can't even afford Sky box office. She can't even afford the movie channels on Sky. Money's tight. So that Skybox is really a Freeview box. Yeah, that Skybox is really a Freeview box. Woman can't even afford top of the top tier package of Sky. She's gonna sit there on a Friday night and think, so where all the good men at? Boy, like man was saying earlier in the live stream, there was good men about, but you didn't rate them, innit? Because you thought that, you know, flying here, flying there, wearing this clothes, wearing that clothes, walking around like you're a bad boy was more important than having a decent man in your life. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? The women that want to cast aside certain man because they don't act a certain way, they ain't gangster or whatever. They want to cast them away when the man they was throwing themselves at them are the same women that will be poor women, single moms on benefits and pushing channels, pushing buttons on channels and wondering where all the good men are. But they were about blood. And now you're a poor single mom on benefits, claiming benefits. Yeah. Or worse, being a benefit fraud. Because you got some waste man who's actually kind of around, but he's not kind of around and that. Right, so yeah, there's one story. Obviously, I spoke about this in I can't remember, it was a video or a live stream done recently. Anyway, you know what? I think it was the last live stream I've done. I done a live stream during my lunch break when I was here, sitting here. It was only like a 20-minute, 30-minute thing, and I was saying that yeah, one of my colleagues, a man that I work with, he had a younger brother who's a year younger than me. So the youth's like 27 going on 28. And back in the day, his family was so poor. And when I told my mum this story, she verified this story, that back in the day, when parents couldn't afford cots, but that youth was going in the bottom drawer of the chest of drawers. Like people laugh and think that's a joke, and this is a serious thing, bro. I told my mum, I was like, Mum, you know, my man from work said that his family was so poor that they had to put the newborn baby in the bottom drawer of the chest of drawers. Mom said that was normal back in the day, like in the 80s and 70s, and that when parents were poor, they couldn't afford a cot for a little while or ever. They used to put the U in the fucking chest of drawer. Yeah, they might put down local padding newspaper and that. The struggle was real. The struggle was real. Madness. Imagine you're so poor that you can't even afford to put your U in a cot. So you put your U in a chest of drawers, the bottom drawer as well. This is the same woman that good guy came along years ago. You know, a challenge, man. I'd rather fuck Fitzroy because he has 5 other women chasing him and he swag and this and that. And he a challenge. He makes me chase after him and that. Boy, Pick your poison. Guy gonna kill you one day. So yeah, that's the parents who's poor. That's that chapter done. Let me just tick these off so I'm not get confused. So, all right, next one. Yeah, but you know what? I don't wanna shoot myself in the foot by saying, but that's something that I would do. Cause me, I'm a fucking improviser. Yeah, I'm a fucking improviser. But yeah, next one. So, boy, this live stream might not end at 10 o'clock. It's not gonna end at 10 o'clock. It's gonna go on later. And I still got work to do as well. Fuck. Parents who So parents who leave their children home alone. This is a bad one as well. There's parents out here, they'll leave 6-year-olds in the house on their own, innit? Yeah, believe it or not, I'm telling you. There's parents out here, they will leave their 6-year-olds home alone. I know it's hard to believe, but their parents, like, they might even think it's innocent and minor. Oh, I'm just going to the shop. That shop could result in you dying, you know. A wardrobe or something could collapse on you. When youths are left home alone, when youths get up to, listen, if you ain't done this before, or you don't know, if you ain't done this before, you probably ain't a real kid. You probably never a child, or never at least a mischievous child. Every kid has done it, or you've at least seen, you know, like them home bloopers thing or whatever, innit? You've been framed, all that nonsense and that. If you ain't done it, you must have a little cousin or a nephew or someone who's done it before, innit? Yeah. Parents are downstairs. Where's Jelani? He's quiet. You know when the youths are upstairs and they're quiet, they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing, innit? Boom, go upstairs and check the youth. The youth's got Sudocrem or some kind of moisturizer plastered all over his face and that. When youths are left alone, they get up to mischief. There's youths out here, wardrobes and that fell on them whilst the parents are in the house. So they ain't been left alone or whatever, innit? The wardrobes fell on top of the youth whilst in the house and the youths had to scream for the parents to run upstairs and that. What if the youth was in the yard on their own? How long does it take to suffocate underneath a wardrobe? A minute. A youth could die from that, but people don't see that. They're like, oh, no, it's all right. I'm just going to my neighbor's yard and that. Don't do that. Don't leave a kid unattended. It's not a fucking joke. Yeah, now it's a 1 in a million chance that could happen. Well, boy, man, I ain't taking that risk. Parents who leave their children in car parks alone. You know how many times, and just look out for it now. Look out for it. You probably notice it. When you go to a car park, if you're driving, you might pull up in Tesco or Asda or Sainsbury's car park. Some of these parents leave their kids in the car and go shopping. Don't fucking do that. You're mad. Even my little sister, I won't even pull up in a petrol station and go in the kiosk inside the petrol station to pay for my fuel and leave my sister in the car. And this is when my sister's 9 years old, you know. She's 10 now. But no, I wouldn't do that. Would not do that. That is irresponsible. Laziness. Oh, I can't bother to unstrap my kid out of the car seat and that. Well, then don't fucking take your kid out then if you can't be bothered. There's been stories on the net, on the TV, sorry. Passers-by had to smash the fucking car window because the parent has left the youth in the car on a hot summer's day and gone into Asda. You think, well, why do I need to smash the car window? But have you ever got in a car on a hot summer's day? It's like open up a fucking oven. It's like when you land in Jamaica or Dubai. I've only been Jamaica and Dubai is a hot country. I've never been to Greece or Spain, so I don't know. I know it's hot, but I don't know how hot it is. Boy, my man jumped off the plane in Jamaica a couple of times, man. They bust open that fucking plane door. Boy, the heat hit you. Literally like opening up an oven door. That's what it's like inside of a car on a hot summer's day after 30 minutes or so. And people, they leave their fucking use in the car. Or even their pets is bad as well. People have had to smash car windows and that because they see the pet in the dog in the fucking car on a hot summer's day. People don't fucking think, how you leaving your ute in the car in Sainsbury's, car park, Asda, car park, Tesco, car park. So let's get this straight. So you leave your child, which is supposed to be more valuable. So you wouldn't leave a Rolex watch on your car seat. You wouldn't leave an AP watch on your car seat. You wouldn't even leave some red bottoms on your car seat, a brand new box of red bottoms in your car seat alone in a Tesco car park, but you leave your ute. Isn't your child supposed to be priceless? The most valuable thing in this world, but you leave your child in a car park alone. You must be going crazy, man. All the time, just see you in the back on a Game Boy or tablet or whatever, innit? You think we live in a world where there ain't maniacs that wouldn't want to smash the car window and take the kid and kidnap the kid? There's man out here that would do that. But no, it won't happen to us. My youth won't go missing. I'll take that risk. You're mad. So yeah, parents talk about, oh yeah, my 6-year-old, oh, he's responsible. If he was responsible, he would have a fucking wife and a job. There's no such thing as a responsible 6-year-old. No. If he was responsible, he out there working. He would be out there providing for his own family. But no, he's got his mum to look after him, so therefore he ain't responsible. Yeah? Leaving 6-year-olds in the yard by themselves. And obviously the worst one is when the parents and man spoke about this before as well, yeah? You got parents who leave their kids in the house, and yeah, they might even just go next door to the neighbor's yard. And they leave the kids in the house with that big fucking dirty Japanese Akita, and they come back to the house and the dog, the German Shepherd, Japanese Akita, Pit Bull, has mauled the child to death. And they don't understand why. Why would you leave an animal, an unpredictable, moralless animal with your child? Now, if it's some little tiny chihuahua and the child is 10 years old, then yeah, the child has a good fighting chance. But there's no way you're going to leave your child you're a mad person if you're going to leave a child in a house or a room with an animal that can overpower this child, and this child has no chance against this animal. Remember, animals, dogs, they're bullies, you know. They will victimize a kid because they know that they can't get away with it. They want to do that to a grown-ass man because they know they'll be in for a fight. But they'll do it because they know that they can get away with killing this kid, or they think they can win this battle on that. Mad person, you leave a kid in the yard with a dangerous animal, and an animal kills the kid and you don't understand why. No, I'm just going. No, you're not just going to your neighbor's yard. Take the kid with you. Leave the fucking dog in the house on its own. Nuts. Like, no, it just would not happen. Like, my little sister, I'm not leaving my little sister at the age of, my sister's 10 years old. I wouldn't leave her in a house or a room with a dog. I need to be there. And if the dog attacks my sister, and I feel like, yeah, I'm taking that dog's life in it, end of story. If I go to someone's house with my little sister and they got a dog, just say that your dog is in danger if your dog attacks my sister. You best be preparing your funeral for your dog. That's what I'm saying. Oh shit, Nadia's going in. Right, so Just quickly read this because I was about to come off this topic. But yeah, there was a story about 8 years ago about a Malamute who mauled a 2 or 3 month old baby. So a Malamute, it looks like a husky. So just picture what a husky looks like. A Malamute looks like a husky, but it's a bit bigger. And nowadays, a lot of people like to breed Malamutes and huskies together. So some people, yeah, they will mistake the two for each other anyway. But yeah. And Malamutes used to be used by Eskimos as babysitters. Madness. After that, Malamutes are classed as dangerous. I think he was curious. Wait, I think he was just curious because the baby was 2 months old and made a squeaky sound. Probably thought it was a toy. You see what I mean? You see madness like that. A baby will make a squeaky noise and the dog thinks it's a toy. So he'll rip the... Because you see what dogs do to toys and that. Now they showed me one video on her phone, which was said the other day, of how the dogs tore up the fucking sofas in the yard. That's what a dog will do to your ute if you leave your ute with a dog. And the mum went to the neighbour's house for coffee. That was one expensive drink, boy, I tell you. She probably went to the neighbour's house. Oh, I'm dying for a coffee. Yeah. Unfortunately, something died next door. Something died at your house as well. You're mad. Again, if you got a 13-year-old boy with a little chihuahua, boy, I'll say, boy, he has a good chance. But, I ain't leaving no 6-year-old with no fucking wolf-like dog, blood. Yeah? With sharp teeth in its mouth. Now, maybe if the dog had fucking a muzzle on his face and boxing gloves on, then yeah. Then I'll take the chance that the bit, yeah. But no, I ain't even taking no chance. All right, next one. Take that off. So beating children, not corporal punishment. I don't mean a smack around the bum. I mean, like, there's parents that use excessive force. And I think I'm going to come back to this one a little bit later. But anyway, yeah, parents that beat their kids, not, tap them on the ass or corporal punishment. Like, yeah, they go over the top. Their kid will be on the floor and they'll be kicking their kid on the floor, kicking their kid like a football. There's parents out here that do shit like that. And they don't class that as abuse. Do that in front of a social worker. See what happens to that you. You know that, boy. Yeah, them social workers, them man, they are gung-ho, Them man, they're the equivalent of trigger-happy police in America. They're ready to take away your pitney, them. Yeah? So, listen, the social workers are serious in this country. If they get one whiff of any wrongdoing to any kids, they'll turn up to your door like the flying squad, ready to take away your use. I can't really talk too much about this because then it's going to ruin something later. But one thing I will say on the beating the kids, not corporal punishment, yeah? I mean, like, excessive beating of children and that. One thing, like me, when I have kids, I won't beat them. But if you are going to beat your children, then whatever, innit? But there's levels to this thing. One place you do not hit your child is anywhere above the neck. So you want to beat the child on the shoulder and anywhere down, that's cool. Yeah? You want to embarrass your little boy, pull down his pants in Tesco's and slap his ass, boy, each to their own, innit? Do what you want to do. But you cannot be hitting, there's parents that will hit their children in the neck, hit their children in the face or around the back of the head. No. You don't, especially, I mean, obviously, I don't want to pedestalize women or nothing like that, yeah, but no dad should be slapping his daughter in the face. No. No dad should be slapping his son in the face as well, but not his daughter in the face. And there's dads out here that will slap their daughters in the face. That's madness. You don't hit a kid above their shoulder. Nah, that's wrong. That's wrong. You're better off pulling down the kid's pants and hitting them with a fucking ruler on their bottom or something. You don't hit a kid above their neck. They're not a man out on the street. They're not a man that's violated. You can't be treating your youth like they're fucking someone out on the roadside. But yeah, I'm gonna slightly come back to the beating the children thing later. It should make sense. But that's disrespecting and violating your youth, man. Next one. We're getting a bit more severe now, yeah? So we spoke about don't want their youth to go private school, swearing in the household, parents who are poor kids, parents who leave their kids at home alone. But like, going back to that, parents who leave their kids home alone and that, yeah, people are seeing the film and Macaulay Culkin made it cool to be left home alone. But in real life, like, that situation where the robbers broke in, yeah, Macaulay Culkin made it funny. Yeah, some dirty old crackhead looking guys come in to rob the yard and yeah, smack them up and dash man down the stairs and electrocute man. I don't know if that was in Home Alone 1 or Home Alone 2. Yeah, it's funny. But in real life, that ain't going to be the case. In real life, if that was a little girl child in the house, we ain't even gonna say, yeah, I'm not even gonna say what needs to be said or what could potentially happen. You fill in the blanks, yeah, that's all man's saying, yeah. So yeah, Home Alone, yeah, it's funny and oh yeah, good movie and yeah, Macaulay Culkin done them man up, get me, gave them a taste of their own medicine in it, yeah. But in real life, get me, if that weren't a little boy in the house and there was a little girl, you lot fill in the blanks and that. Man ain't even gonna say what I need to say on this live stream. So anyway, capital letter there, turn that off. Talking about sex with kids, nah, that's a no-no. Man never grew up like that. Yeah, no, that was a taboo subject. Yeah, I had to learn sex education from school. Man didn't learn that from man's mom. Man certainly didn't learn that from man's stepdad. No way. No way. The only time I think it's acceptable for parents to talk about sex with their children is in an educational way. Other than that, you should not be talking about no fantasies or nothing like that with your youth. And when I say youth, I don't mean just like 13-year-olds. I mean even like a 20-year-old, 30-year-old man. There's levels to this shit. As I said, man didn't grow up like that where man could be talking about sex and that, like with man's parents and that. Listen, when I was a youth, yeah, even man's 13 years old, 14, probably even 16. If I'm in the room with my mum, and we're watching a late night movie or whatever, we're sitting in the living room. If a sex scene comes on, Jelani, shut your ears and close your eyes. Literally. My man's like this, yeah? You know, the one that man's trying to peek through the gap and that. Literally. If a sex scene comes on in the room with man's mum, when man was a teenager or whatever, innit? Jelani, shut your eyes. Shut your eyes, yeah? There's some parents, sex scenes and talking about sex is cool to talk about their youth with. Nah. Even when the youth is even old enough to be having sex, there should be levels to this thing. Because what you're showing your youth is you're on the same level. You shouldn't be on the same level as your youth. You think man could talk about sex with my stepdad and that? No. I remember one time, even as a big man now, I would never even bring that conversation to him because there's levels to this thing. Remember back in the day, there was one channel called Channel U. Let me get rid of this. There was one channel called Channel U. It's now called Channel AKA, but man grew up on Channel U. One time I was watching Channel U in it. Now, obviously, Channel U used to have a lot of grime in it. Or obviously, UK music only, but there's a lot of grime in it. But there was one guy who was a rapper. I don't think it was a grime video. I think it was a rap video. But during the grime era, but obviously, there's certain man that used to do rap in it. Boom. I remember this video. I remember one day I was sitting down in the living room with my stepdad, who was listening to Channel U. channel 360, 360, and one video came on, and the lyrics was, and the video had some gal in it, and the guy was like, yeah, baby, I want to see you shake your ass in front of me. And I said, turn that off now. I had to turn over the channel. You see, I'm not sitting down with no teenager watching a video and a man's telling the girl, shake your ass in front of me. From that day, I knew, okay, I can't bring that conversation to my man. And that's how it's supposed to be. There's certain man now, even if a man's 50 years old, even if your child, your son is 25 years old, you shouldn't even be having no conversations with your son about sex with this girl or nothing like that. Yeah, if you're having you should be able to have a serious conversation like, Dad, I got this girl pregnant, blah, 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 blah. But other than that, a dad should not be having no conversations with his son in no joking, no loose conversation like, yeah, did you fuck her? And that. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, there's levels to this thing. Man, a big man, 28, going to be 29 soon. I would not be talking that way with my stepdad. Nah, man was raised like that. Man was not raised like that. I ain't from some silver spoon society. Let's not get it twisted. Man didn't grow up rich. Man grew up poor and that. But blood, there were certain standards in my yard that were set that didn't even need to be spoken about. Just one little, yeah, there weren't even no rules. Like, it was unwritten rules. Talking about sex with your parents. Yeah, if you're going to talk about a situation like, oh, I got this girl pregnant, yeah. But other than that, there ain't no conversations about, yeah, man, I done this girl this way, and I had a threesome. How are you talking to your dad about having threesomes with girl? I don't care if you're 25. I don't care how old you are. Your dad is not your brethren like that. Yeah, you could be best friends with your dad in a certain way, but there's levels to this shit. Like me, my mum is like almost like my best friend now. When I go there, I just literally go down to the ends. I want to link my mum. Yeah. And I'll have good conversation with my mum and that. But there's still levels to this thing. There's still levels to this shit. My mum is like man's best friend now, but there's still levels to this thing. Man, there's certain topics that will still get censored that, like I said before, if I'm going to swear in front of my mum, I'm still gone, because if obviously there's certain times where you need to swear to, tell a story and that, but man will still let her know that I'm conscious that she's in my presence, that I'm talking to my mum. So man will say the F word, but man will say you understand? Like, man will let her know, okay, I still got respect for you, although I'm a big man and you understand, but I understand you're in the room and you get me, your ears is on the receiving end of this swear word. So there's no way. There's no way man could be having their mad conversation. I've been around man with their dad and they're talking about sex and nah. I'm thinking, nah, I could never do this. And I don't even want to be doing that. Why I want to be talking about them things that were my parents for? So yeah, man, didn't come from them households, man. So yeah, the only time it's acceptable to talk about sex is when it's sex education and that. As I said before, when I was watching certain things on TV and that, and the sex scene start, Jelani, shut your eyes. literally, I was just like, it was like it happened yesterday, or it happened in that. My mom would say, shut your eyes, straight, shut your eyes and shut your ears. A man all there, you know that gap in between, yeah? Man's all trying to, I don't know, just until I get through this. So I got 1, 2, 3. Got 3 topics, or maybe a 30 minutes left. Hopefully, I can get through this at 20 past 11. We'll see. No, 20 past 10, should I say? Sorry. The next one. No curfew. So I remember when I was a youth in school, like, I could be like, let's say, for example, I might go to a family member's house after work, or I might be out for some specific reason not after work, sorry. I'll go to a family member's house after school, or I'll be out for some specific reason after school, like going to taekwondo, but coming back at 8, 9 o'clock. Certain times, and my mom always drummed this into me, never be seen hanging around on the street after school hours, like beyond after school hours. So after school hours is like 4 or 5 o'clock, but you shouldn't be seen after school like 7, 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock out on the street in your school uniform, because it makes it look like you ain't got no home to go to. Your mum's right. I remember coming back from taekwondo and shit like that at 9 o'clock on a school night, and I seen youths walk around in their school uniform. Youths walking around in their school uniform at 9 o'clock, they ain't got no fucking house to go to. Like, some people might watch their finish at minor, bro. It does look like you ain't got no yard to go to. Like, you're just some street urchin. My mum had me on lock. Boy, I was least, yeah, my mum wasn't on my favourites list back when I was younger, when it came to going out and being on curfew. I remember being 14, 15 years old, and my mum was making me come back in the yard at 7 p.m, you know. 14, 15 years old, during the summer to blood clot. 7 p.m. during the summer. There's certain youths not leaving their yard till 6, 7 p.m, ready to enjoy the late evening, the rest of the night. A man had to fucking start making my way home at 7 o'clock. Yeah, 18, yeah, we just say 18, that's a good age and that. I remember one time I was in Pim's Park in Edmonton. And when Quincy sees this, he'll be like, yeah, remember Pim's Park. Pim's Park's one of the main parks in Edmonton, isn't it? It's on the border of N9 and N18, so it's on the border of Upper and Lower Edmonton. I remember I was with a couple of girls, and there's a couple men, 1 or 2 of them went to my school, whatever, innit? And we was talking about someone else who's an associate of us who they was talking about, oh, where's my man? Like, I wonder if he's going to come out, wherever. And they were saying something like, oh, it's 6 o'clock now. There's no point of him even coming out because his mum will want him back in the house at 7 o'clock or something like that. And I remember distinctly there was this mixed race girl called Rihanna, whatever her name is. She didn't go to my school. She went to a net school. She was saying, like, blah, like, don't you, like, talking basically like saying, like, oh, it's an idiot thing for his mum to be having him at home at 7 p.m. and all them kind of thing there. And it's a dickhead thing and that. But you know, this girl is probably she's got youth, she's a baby mom. I know she's probably a single baby mom. I know her kids ain't going in private school. I know her kids have not got a great start to life. I know she's the type of girl living on the breadline. I know her baby daddy is a waste man, because she's a waste girl herself. That's what happens when you're staying out on the street. She one of them girls like, how the fuck you got a 16-year-old girl, 15-year-old girl, 15, 14-year-old girl hanging around on the street until 10 p.m. at night? 10 p.m. at night at 14 years old. Summer holidays or not, I don't give a fuck. That's how you know a girl like that from a broken home, more than likely. Because I know that some people are going to go, oh, I was allowed at school 10 p.m. and I came from a good home and that. So I don't want no little 1% people to come and try, because in this world, you're not allowed to generalize in this world, apparently, you know, because everyone knows that one person. Just because you disprove the rule, that don't mean it. Just because there's an anomaly, there's one person that's an anomaly or whatever, that don't disprove the rule or nothing like that. Gal out till 14 years old, out till 10 p.m. at night when it's pitch black outside. Why? Now, if a girl is at her friend's house until 10 o'clock and she's getting picked up in a car or driven back home in a car, then fuck it, fine. They're in a safe environment, they're with a responsible adult taking them back home, then whatever, innit? But a girl should not be roaming the streets at 14 years old, 10 o'clock at night. It was actually funny to hear that girl say, oh man, that's a dickhead thing. You have to be home at 7 o'clock, whatever, innit? Yeah, but where's that girl right now? She got a uni degree? She got a good job? Or she living in a council house? Or she got 1 use, 2 use, 3 use? Or she got a baby dad who's in jail? Or some waste man with no education, no skill? I reckon she ticks those boxes. I reckon that's her lifestyle. I don't reckon she's got a uni degree. I don't reckon that she's got her own property or saving to buy her own property or even money like that. I reckon she's on benefits. I reckon she's got use. 1, 2 youths, maybe 1, 2 different baby fathers. I reckon if she does have youths with the baby fathers, they even around like that. I reckon that. It's funny how people talk certain talks when they're younger, but then their life ain't all that when they're older. Man. Right, okay, boom, boom, boom. Right, let me just go through these comments quickly. So yeah, man, 18, no curfew at 18. Yeah, no, that's nonsense. You should not be allowed out till 14 and that. Yeah, I don't give a fuck if you got a phone. I don't give a fuck if you got a chip in you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you're in a bomb-proof. I don't give a fuck if you're in a bulletproof. I don't give a fuck if you're in a tank. You should. No 14-year-old girl should be out. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. 14 out to whatever time I want. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. Telling you. Oh, my mum used to get on man's nerves. Obviously, man love man's mum. Yeah, I love my mum. Get me? Man's even. Let me show you something, bro. Where's the ting? Where's the ting at, bro? Where's the ting at? Man's ting, bro. Don't fuck with me, you know, bro. Listen, man love man's mum so much, like that's man's mum. Like, get me? I love man's mum. I had to put my mum's picture on my fucking book. Yeah. So obviously this is man's book, innit? Man's printed the book now. Obviously, I ain't announced it on my YouTube channel because I'm not gonna announce it before it's actually ready for sale. I put the thing on Instagram. I've made my first copy of it, and I'm just editing the book now. I'm like at page 115, so the book's like 285 pages, isn't it? Yeah. So once I've edited it, I'm gonna reprint it, and then it'll be ready for sale. And so just give me a couple of weeks to reprint, to read it through, edit it, and then print it off and that. But yeah. Man loves man's mum so much that man had to put my mum on the front cover of man's book, in it. Obviously, I don't need to give you a close up because you're going to buy the book, in it. So just wait until then. It's called Conquering Adversity by Jelani now. I don't know. But yeah, my mum used to get on my nerves when it used to come to that, boy, the curfew thing. Remember, if it weren't 7 o'clock or if it was getting dark or whatever, in it, I'll just be out and about. You know when you're having fun, time flies. A man will just be out. Yeah. A man will just be out. And I'll just hear my phone ringing it. Phone will be ringing, ring, ring, ring. When I look at the phone, I see MUM, mum, yeah. I'll answer the phone. Get your ass home. My mum will lock off the phone just like that. Man's mum was raw, you know. Nice woman, my mum was raw. My mum will phone me. No, hello, you're right, where are you safe? My mum will phone me. Get your ass home and lock off the phone. And boy, I better be home soon because if I'm not, there ain't no tomorrow. Yeah, no, mum ain't gonna kill me, not like that, but there ain't no going out tomorrow. My mum will phone, man. Get your ass home and put down the phone. And I better be home soon. A man better be home soon, or else you ain't going out for the next day. So if you want to abuse being, if you want to take liberties and take advantage of being out, well then boy, you go and feel it the next day. Man's mum used to phone, man, get your ass home. That was it. Mum didn't say nothing more. Nothing more, man. Yeah, respect. Man try. Nah, it's a good fucking book. Trust me. You know the maddest thing as well. I've never even read a book before. You know, I've never read a book, fam. I'm the author who's never read a book before. I swear to God, I've never read a book before. I've started. I try to read Harry Potter, Philosopher's Stone. Try read that. I got through like half of the first chapter and just dropped off. I mean, like I had to read part of Mice and Men for man's school thing or whatever. I never read a book before. Never read a book before. But yeah, man, the book will be out 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'm almost halfway through the book. Get me, just gonna edit it, and then the man's just gonna print out probably 50 copies. I don't know if I'm going to do hardback or softback. But yeah, I might do both. We'll see in it. But yeah, back to the curfew thing. So yeah, well, see, I love my mum and that. My mum was raw. I didn't like my mum when it came to curfew, boy. Boy, my mum used to phone me, get your ass home, and boy, man, I need to be home. Fun stop. Fun stop. You know, like when the teachers say, oh, you know, like when the teacher used to ring the bell in the playground and that, you have to go in, like, oh, fuck, say it was like that. But yeah, man's mum had to, yeah, she kept man on lock. There was no fucking about. You know what, funny enough, so I was on curfew all the way until I was 16. And then, like, I turned 17, and then my mum just stopped. It's like there was no, I could come back in at 1 in the morning, which is literally as soon as I turned 17, it's like my mum just, yeah, whatever, you can come back when you're. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. Literally, it was like night and day. I remember I was 16, just before I turned 17 and that. And my mum was like, where are you? Get your ass home, whatever, innit? And then as soon as I turned 17, it's just like, it was cool. Come back home at 1 in the morning and that. I ain't arguing with that. I ain't arguing with that. I'm gonna hear some rustling outside in the back garden and that. But yeah, so yeah, that's it. So the curfew thing. Like literally, you got youths walking around in their school uniform, white shirt, black trousers, and black blazer at 10 o'clock at night. What, you're a fucking Undertaker or something like that? How you walking around with a black blazer on, black trousers, and a white shirt at 10 o'clock at night? You're Undertaker, a school kid. You should not be in your school uniform at 10 o'clock at night, just walking around. You, like my mum said, you literally look like you ain't got no home to go to, like a street urchin. If you're gonna go out after school, just fucking go home and change, man. Look like you have somewhere to, yeah, madness. But yeah, that's it done with the no curfew thing. Okay, you have to check it. All the youths, like all of us know a lot of kids and that when we grew up. The youths that had parents who, oh yeah, just come on whatever time you want. Look where they are now. They probably ain't in a good position in their life. I know they probably ain't a doctor. I know they probably ain't a lawyer. I know they probably ain't no high flyer with a good job and earning a lot of money. They're probably not doing too well. Yeah? All the kids that come from households where the parents didn't give a fuck. Because you know what it is, yeah? The kids are so bad and the parents don't know how to control the kids because there's no respect because they come from fuck you mum households and that. Where the parents don't even want the youths in the yard. They'll kick them out at lunchtime and they don't want to see them until the next morning. So the youths is coming back at 12 p.m. I'm talking about like summer holidays kind of thing. The parents will just kick them out of the house during lunchtime, noon, 12 o'clock. And they don't even want to see their kids till the next day. Yeah, so the kids all, man, rocking up in the yard at 1 in the morning and that. And the parents don't care because they'd rather not deal with the stress in the house. So they just send the youths to the streets. And we all know what happens when kids are on the street. They get up to mischief. And before anyone fucking starts, ain't got nothing to do with Margaret Thatcher closing down the community centres in the 70s and or 80s. And yeah, kids will be kids. Kids will get up to nonsense when they ain't got nothing to do. But you know what? Who is it down to provide the youth with things to do? It's not down to the government, you know. See, this goes back to what man was saying about the parents protesting outside the House of Parliament and that. Oh, why can't the government do this to protect our children and that? Why can't the government provide youth clubs and that so our kids got stuff to do? No, you as the parent should have money to take your kids and send them to clubs and that. So they got things to do. Don't rely on the government. That's what helpless poor people who are lazy do. They rely on the government. They rely on other people. They rely on everybody in this world apart from themselves to fix their youths and provide things for their youths. Literally. But it's getting more serious now as we draw to a close on this thing. I don't think I'll make the 20-minute mark. I don't think I'll make the 20 past 10 mark, but we'll see. I ain't gonna rush the thing. Okay, making history right here, man. Can't rush the thing. Oh, like a typo there. Drugs at home. So there's parents who do drugs at home in front of their youths. When I say doing drugs, I don't mean man are stringing up and you get me injecting in their fucking neck and then injecting in their arms and that. But just bunning weed. Well, that's bad enough. It's not that they're smoking weed, because what's the difference really between smoking weed and smoking tobacco, i.e. cigarette or roller? You're still smoking in that. But what you're showing your youth is it's all right to break the law and do drugs and do... Me, I ain't the type of man, I follow what the government's saying, that, innit? But if you're doing something that could get you nicked, well, maybe you shouldn't be doing that. Yeah? Because you wouldn't be doing that in front of no police officer. So it's not the fact that they're smoking, it's the fact that they're showing their youth, oh yeah, it's all right to do this. No, it's not all right. It's not all right. You shouldn't be smoking drugs, full stop. You shouldn't be smoking drugs in front of your youth. You're setting a bad example. Then you got parents who do drugs with their kids, or say to their kids, if you're going to do drugs at home. I've seen parents on TV say, oh, I don't want my kids, I make my kids do drugs in the house. And the host of the TV program has said, why the fuck would you let your child do drugs in the house so that they don't do it out on the street and get picked up by the police? Are you fucking stupid? No, if you're going to do drugs, you ain't doing no drugs in my presence. You ain't doing no drugs in my facility. You better do that shit outside, and you better get nicked for it as well. Yeah? You ain't doing it. There's some dumb parents, like there's dumb parents out here who say, oh, I'll give my child weed because I don't want him to go out and commit crimes to get weed. What? Fam, are you stupid, blood? So you're really going to give your child weed and drugs and whatever, innit? So that they don't go out and commit crimes to get those drugs? You're going mad. You're going mad. You're going mad. Then there's parents who sell drugs from their house. So if burning weed in front of your youth wasn't bad enough, if giving weed to your child so they don't go out and commit crimes to get weed wasn't bad enough, there's parents who sell drugs from their house in front of their youth. So not only is you setting a bad example of smoking the drugs, you're actually teaching them how to sell drugs. Because kids are a lot smarter than what people think, you know. They'll just sit and watch and, oh, okay, that's how it happens. All right, boom. Like they will know how much an eighth weighs. They will know how much an ounce weighs. Not because you showed them, just listening to conversations. Oh, yeah, 28 grams is an ounce and 7 grams is a Q and that. Like, or 8 is 3.5 and that, like, or 10 is 1.4 and that, like, they'll just know. They will know, 9 bars at 9 ounces. Or a key, that's a box, yeah? That's a kilogram of, you understand? Or they don't know how much a key weight, how much a key costs. Just by overhearing conversations and that, just watching that. I've been to parents' yards. You go in the kitchen and there ain't tomatoes and butter and bread on the fucking work surface. No, there's cannabis grinders, there's scales, and there's weed on the fucking kitchen worktop. These are the yards that man's gone to, you know. Most normal kitchens you go to, they're probably going to be messy because people got, I'm a minimalist, so my kitchen is basically empty as much as it can be. Most normal houses you go to, the kitchen's got stuff and bits and pieces on the countertop, the worktop. Microwave, kettle, couple dirty dishes and that. Yeah. Butter and bread and fruits and tomatoes and that. Some people's houses, they got that, plus they got the weed grinder, They got the scales with a little bit of weed residue, and then they got a couple sealer bags with food with weed in it. Trust me, blood. This is why a man can talk. Man been around the block, you know. This is why a man can talk. Been around the block. Literally been around the block, man. Seen a lot, done a lot. I know people who don't know, man, personally might think, oh, trust me, man, seen a lot, man, done a lot, seen a lot. Man, no. Then, okay, so we've got the parents who sell drugs from home. Then a step further than that, there's parents who give their children drugs to sell. I've seen exchanges. I've seen man give their son weed to sell. Or his son is buying weed from him, just like a normal dealer, but he might give him a discount. You heard the mates rates? Well, his family rates. Literally, I've seen a man sell an ounce of weed to his fucking son, or sell a cute of weed to his son. And then his son has gone on to sell crack cocaine and heroin and got nicked for it. And then his dad don't understand why he's selling crack cocaine and heroin. You know why? Because young people are very ambitious, and young people will take greater risks than older people, because young people are stupid. I'm not saying that the man who's selling weed ain't stupid and ain't doubly stupid for selling weed to his son, but young people are dumb. Young people will take risks that they shouldn't take. And young people will say, you know what, fuck selling weed, I'm going to sell crack and heroin. I think I'm a bad boy. And then get nicked for it as well. And then the parents wonder, why my son in jail for selling crack and heroin? Who did he learn this from? Because he didn't learn it from me, because I'm just a weed seller. No, he learned it from me, but he just took it to another level. That's what it was. And then one of the worst ones is pregnant crack addicts. Now, I ain't going to talk too much. You can go and watch my video. It's called my live stream, Trapping in OT Ain't Worth It. Man told a long-ass story when man went up Norwich and went, you get me, doing what I was doing up there. Go and check out that live stream. Fuck it, I'll put the live stream in the link in a sec. I'll do it now, innit? But anyway, yeah. Get me? I ain't gonna talk too much. You have to go and watch the long video. But yeah, there's some crack addicts who are pregnant, and boy, they're coming for their thing. They're coming for their fix. And boy, all I'm gonna say is I ain't no saint. I'm gonna throw my hands up here and say I ain't no saint. And all I'm gonna say is there's certain man, they're gonna do that. And you can fill in the blanks and you can make your assumptions all you want. That's all man's going to say. Go and watch the live stream. I'm going to get the live stream up here now. I'm going to plug it in a minute. That's actually one of my favorite live streams as well. And here it is. Imagine being a crack addict and heroin as well, because they go both hand in hand. Most of them do crack and heroin at the same time. I don't know why. But yeah, imagine being a crack addict. Let me just make sure that this video, the links, because sometimes I have to approve stuff. It's weird. Like if someone puts like a website link inside the chat, it will get blocked, and then I have to approve it or whatever. And so, but imagine being a crack addict, but you got a baby growing inside of you. Like you are one of the most selfish pieces of shit on this earth. And you know what? The man who sells the drugs to the person is just as bad as well. I'm gonna throw my hands up there and say that. Yeah, I ain't gonna say too much. Go and watch the video. That's what I'm saying. But You are one selfish piece of shit to have a baby growing inside of you, but you know what? I'm going to do crack and heroin. Please believe, you know, like all these youths that grow up in care homes and that, a lot of their parents was crack addicts. That's why. Because as soon as the social, I told you, them social workers, them they're like the police of the child safety world. If they go to a yard and don't say that the parents is doing drugs, especially like hard drugs, crack and heroin, that youth's gone. Because they know what crack addicts and heroin addicts, they would allow someone to abuse their child for the sake of a hit. I'm telling you, some of them will get that desperate. They would allow it. Yeah, so that link's active, isn't it? So yeah. Yeah, cool. My man got to it quicker than me. So mum said nearly told. I'm trying to move as close back. I don't have to have a London postcode. Yeah, man's postcode don't need to be N9 or wherever in it, but I need to be like 20, 30 minutes away. So like Harlow will be perfect. I'm so far away from London right now that I feel like Harlow is in London, if you get what I'm saying, or like St. Albans is in London. So yeah, if I live St. Albans or Harlow, one of the areas, I don't give a fuck. That's fine. That's cool. But obviously, if I could live anywhere, I would live in London. Like, I would live somewhere like that. As I always say, Notting Hill is my favorite area in it. W11. Yeah. I moved to Northampton because that's all I could afford at the time. So, because it's like obviously I've got this house here. I've got a flat around the corner, and it's easy to come up with these deposits. But and me personally, I could afford to own a house that's closer to London and that. But being a full-time electrician and that, the wages is shit. Being a self-employed electrician, the wages is good. If I have a decent week, I can earn 1,500 a week. That's 6 grand a month. But that's as a self-employed electrician. As an employed electrician, probably 40 grand a year. 40 times 4 or 4.5. Right, so half of 40 is 20, 4 times 4 is 160. So I can only, if I times 40 by 4.5, I can borrow 180 grand. 180 grand, let's say, for example, the property was worth 200 or whatever, in it. That's all I could get a property for 200. 10% deposit is 20 grand, leaves 180, which is what I can afford to borrow. I can only get a property for 200 grand. Now, 200 grand sounds like a lot, but boy, when you're moving close to London, that's nothing, man. That's a flat. That's a one-bed flat. I don't want to live in a one-bed flat. I want to live in a one-bed flat. Listen, I feel like a king in this three-bed house. Yeah, this is the equivalent of a family living in a mansion. I'm a one man with 3 rooms. Yeah, so I don't want to go and start shacking up in no one bed flat. And I don't get it twisted though. My flat around the corner, I don't think I would even. I mean, once it's done, I don't think I would mind living there or whatever. But I still like the fact that I've got 3 bedrooms and the living room as well. So I made that a 4th room that I can hang out in. This guy said, "Do you think it's wrong to compete for your friends?" Yeah, don't compete with your friends. Let me tell you something right now. The only person on earth that you need to compete with is yourself. That's it. We're not all made equal. Some people are going to have an advantage. Some people are going to have a disadvantage, which may you look better because you've got an advantage. The only person you're competing with is yourself. Now, don't get it twisted. You should be looking at people who are the same age as you, a little bit older, a little bit younger, and trying to gauge where you should be at in life or whatever, innit? Yeah? That's all right to use it as like a kind of measuring gauge or whatever, innit? But ultimately, the only competition is yourself. Yeah? If you're one of these people that want to be better than everyone, just try and be better than yourself. Be the best version that you can. If you really want to be better than everyone around you, the way to achieve that is to be the best version of yourself. There's kids and that, oh yeah, they got top marks in, they got the highest marks in class. They got a B. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. They got a B. They got the highest marks in class. Everyone else got C's and D's, and they got a B. But they got a B when they should have got an A. So they sold themselves short. They're failing themselves. They're not a failure, but it's all well and good getting a B and getting a B, and that is better than everyone else because everyone else in that class got a C and a D. But you should be getting an A. So you're selling yourself short. It's like fucking, and I always like to use like competitions and martial arts and fighting as an analogy or whatever, innit? Anthony Joshua lost to that Ruiz guy or Louise, whatever his name is, innit? Yeah. He should not have lost to that guy. Yeah. He shouldn't even be drawing against that guy. So, like, he failed himself greatly by losing to that guy. Okay, he came back and he beat him. Do you know why he lost to that guy? Because this is what happens. People take their competition too lightly sometimes. A man saw a man, like, oh, he's smaller than me, he's a bit chubby, and oh, I'll knock him out, I won't need to train. Because he was comparing himself to him. Oh, yeah, I'm better than him, I'm bigger than him, I'm stronger than him, he's overweight, I'm in shape, whatever, innit? I've got this reputation behind me, I'm going to win. He lost that fight because he compared himself to him. He compared himself to Ruiz. He thought, oh, I'm better than him, I can beat him, so I don't need to train. But if he thought that Ruiz was at the same level as him or better than him, he would have trained harder. Furthermore, if he thought to himself, do you know what, I'm going to train as hard as I can, fuck that guy. I'm going to just train hard because I want to be the best version of myself. He went out there and beat him first time. There's certain people you shouldn't even be losing to. Anthony Joshua should not have lost to that guy. Anthony Joshua should not draw with that guy. You see the way Anthony Joshua beat him the second time, or only beat him once. He lost in the first fight and he won in the second fight. He beat him in the second fight. Did you hear how he was playing it safe, keeping his distance and jabbing him? Yeah, boxing is a technical sport, I get it. But Anthony Joshua didn't fight other man like that. He was playing it safe. You see that win that he had against my man in the second fight, the actual fight that he won. That win, in my books, that's a draw. Because you wasn't giving it your all, you was playing it safe. He wasn't fighting at his full potential. In my head, that's a draw. Although he technically won, that's a draw. That's a draw. He lost that fight initially because he took his opponent lightly, because he was comparing himself to his opponent. Me, I could sit there back and say, oh boy, I'm doing better than my people because I got this property here, I got that property over there, I got that flat in Egypt. Oh yeah, I'm on top of the world. I'm doing better than the people them around me. So I don't need to put in no effort, nothing like that. Yeah, you keep thinking like that and people will pass you. Now again, it's not no competition about who's doing what, but what. You need to just be doing the best that you can. Stop comparing yourself to other men. Because certain people might have an advantage over you because they know this person, they come from this family or whatever. And you might have an advantage over that person because you come from that family, or you might be a bit smarter than them, or you might be better with money than them. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to other people. Don't get it twisted though. If you're in your 40s and that, you should have more than someone who's 25, 20 years old. So in that respect, you should compare yourself to other people. There's a certain level you should be at, and you should be able to gauge that by the people that's around you in a certain age groups and that. But your sole focus shouldn't be about being better than that person. Nah. Be the best version of yourself. If you want to be the best version of yourself. Be the best version of yourself. Always try and do better. I remember when I was a youth, I used to play Super Mario 64. No, Mario Kart. What am I talking about? And there was this mode on it called Ghost Mode. So let's say you go around the track in 14 seconds. It takes you 14 seconds, let's say. You go around the track. Once you've gone around the track one time, it sets a ghost and you can see yourself, your previous time going around. It's a ghost. Yeah? The way to get faster and better is to to beat that ghost. So you're beating a previous version of yourself. Like this is some real philosophical shit right now. But the ghost is there for you to kind of gauge and compete against. So if you do better than that ghost, you're progressing, you're becoming better, you're becoming faster. Sometimes man try and use that, you know, like when I'm going for my runs and that, I picture myself running and I'm trying to, yeah, I know I sound like a madman saying it, but you have to just try and understand what man's saying. Yeah? You have to try and be better than yourself. I'm not comparing myself to these other fat people I see going out running and that. No, I've got an advantage over them. I'm slim. I'm naturally more faster than them. I'm a black man, yeah. So naturally, I'm gonna be faster than whatever. And I can't be comparing myself to these fat people that I see out on the road. I need to be comparing myself to me. When I was at this part of my run, I was running a lot faster a couple of days ago. So Jay, you better pick up that pace, you know. Forget about running past this person and that. Yeah. So you have to be the best version of yourself. Yeah, my man remembers that. Yeah, yeah, the ghost mode, man. That's it. You go around the track and it takes you 20 seconds and it shows you your previous time and you race yourself. Yeah, fuck racing my man there or that person there. You're racing yourself. Your only competition is yourself. In Taekwondo, you will come across people who are worse than you and better than you. But ultimately, even if that person's better than you, all they're doing is they're simulating. Oh, this can be hard to explain now. They're simulating, or the person who's a better fighter than you technically is there to push you to your limit, to see if you can. It's hard to explain, man. Yeah, they're there to get the best out of you. Put it that way. When you're fighting someone who's better than you, they're testing you to see if you can fight your best. You might not necessarily, you probably are going to lose if the person's better than you, but they're there to push you. Yeah. And if you're able to push yourself and fight your best, you'll become a better fighter. You're here to compete with yourself. But anyway, fuck. Man's fucking digressing and shit, man. We lot doing that. Alright, so drugs at home, that's done. One more and the last thing now. So is your network really your net worth? No man, your net worth is your net worth, blood. All your assets minus your debts and that. You could be hanging around with people who are millionaires and that, but are you a millionaire? But anyway, the last one. Maybe if I didn't go off on a fucking tangent, I would have probably hit the one that I would have been able to hit, finish this thing before 20 past 10. But anyway, boom. So parents. So parents who choose spouses over their kids. Now, they might. So there's parents like mums, let's say, or dads, mums or dads. They might just choose the spouse over their kids in little minor altercations. There might be something called dumb argument. So the mum's got a new husband or the dad has got a new wife, and the new spouse, wife or husband, whatever, has moved into the house. For whatever reason, the youth's biological mum or father is not in the picture or they don't live in that house. Anyway, the parent, either the mum gets a new husband or the dad gets a new wife or just a boyfriend or girlfriend. Don't have to be a marital thing or whatever. Don't have to be technical like that. So there's parents who choose the spouse over the kid and that, but it might just be something minor like an argument and that. But sometimes the thing progresses and that. I know a man, his mum got married and they lived in a two-bed house. This is around the corner from man's mum's yard. They lived in a two-bed house. The mum got married to some man, and the son is of an age where maybe he should be moving out. He shouldn't be living at home. He's all 20-something, whatever, innit? The man has moved into the guy who I know's house. Yeah, so the man has moved into his wife's house, and the man has a daughter. His daughter used to live with him. Well, he lives with him. So obviously, if he moves, then the daughter has to follow him on because obviously she lives with him, innit? So he's moved into his new wife's house, which is dumb. Yeah, you don't move into no fucking woman's house. You're a grown ass man. You're supposed to own your own fucking place. Man, then don't move into no girl's yard. Don't even mortgage no yard with no gal. Yeah, get your own things. Yeah. Anyway, a man's dumb enough to move in with a woman. So anyway, he's moved into his woman's house, his wife's house. And the son, who's been living there since day dot one, the son has been living there since day dot one. He's lost his room because the guy's daughter needs a room. So the son has to go and sleep on a sofa downstairs. That ain't right. That ain't fucking right. How the fuck are you? I'm not saying women just do it. Men will do dumbness like that as well. So imagine if that happened to me. I'm living in my yard with my mum. It's always been me and my mum. My mum gets married and her new husband has a youth. He probably has left the council house to move into my mum's house because my mum owns the property. That's the situation. I've been here since day dot. That's always been my room from day one. But now I have to give up my room because this single dad needs a room for his child. So I have to go downstairs and sleep on the sofa. I don't give a fuck if I'm at an age where I should be moving out. A man's only in his 20s and that. A man's not exactly 40 years old. A man should not be dealt with like that. Especially if a man, obviously, I don't know if the man was on the right path, saving up to buy a property. I don't know how, I can't defend a man too much, but still, that should not happen. You're getting evicted from your room because a new man has stepped in the yard and he brought his baggage along with him. Literally, he's brought his baggage along with him. He needs a storage place for his youth. And that storage place is your room. You got to go downstairs, fam. So anyway, I was working, this next one, I was working at, on this contract in Northampton, and I met some white girl. She lives near the town centre or whatever, innit? So anyway, I phoned, because when I get the tenants' numbers and that, I phoned them first to say, yeah, boom, Mr. Electrician, I'm coming. It'll be like 30 minutes or something, innit? So anyway, she's like, yeah, I'm at the house. I'm just here, house sitting or whatever. So boom, I've gone there now, and I'm walking around in the house. She's showing me around the house, and she said, yeah, my dad has gone out or whatever, innit? Yeah, but yeah, he ain't gonna be back till later or whatever. Just make a conversation, whatever, innit? So I'm like, oh, okay, so this is so hold on a minute, these little boys here are your little brothers. So she was looking after the little boys as well. So she was babysitting and house sitting. So she was like, yeah, these are my brothers or whatever, innit? Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So obviously she said, yeah, it's her dad's house, whatever, innit? Yeah. Then she went on to say, like, yeah, this is her family house. So she grew up in this house, whatever, innit? Cool. So anyway, we're chatting now, and she said to me, she don't have a job. Remember, this girl's like 20-something. She don't have a job, and so she's unemployed, and she has nowhere to live. Because I said to her, if you live in a council flat or a council house, then you're gonna have this done. So look out for my company's logo when you get the letter. She was like, no, I don't live in a council house. She was like, I don't even have a house. I sleep on people's sofa. She said she's sofa hopping at the moment, I was like, rah. And obviously it was her family house that she grew up in that we was in. So I'm walking around this house and there's literally a spare room that she could have. But I know there's some issue with that girl and the new wife, because the way she spoke about the new wife, she didn't say anything mad or bad, but I can tell that there's an issue with the daughter who lived and grew up in the house and the new wife. Now, obviously, man didn't get down to the details or nothing like that, but I knew there's a reason, because of how the fuck, like, it's just mad that a man could have a daughter that's sleeping on people's sofas, but there's a spare room in the house that she grew up in, but she can't have that spare room, or at least fucking occupy the sofa in the house that she grew up in. There's some issue with the girl, the daughter of the man, and this new wife that's moved in. Obviously, what I don't know on it, but that just reminded me like of the situation with the youth that I said had to be relegated to the sofa and that. There's parents who would choose the spouse over the fucking kids, which is wrong. Nah, man, your youths come first. Your youths come first. But that's what happens. People, love is blind. Love is blind, man. And if you thought that was bad, so you got men who have been kicked out of their bedroom and have to go and sleep downstairs on the sofa. You got a chick that I just mentioned who is sleeping on other people's sofas in different like friends' houses and that, because they can't live at their parents' house for some mad issue with the stepmom or whatever, innit? The dad's new wife. You know, this is a dark one as well, innit? This is the maddest thing ever. The maddest thing ever. Let me get rid of my thing. So you got parents who obviously they put their spouse, their new wife, their new husband, whatever, in front of the kid. They'll prioritize the new wife or husband, whatever, in it. Yeah. You know, there are some women in this world, and this is the saddest, maddest thing ever. There are some women in this world, they will get a new husband or new boyfriend. Don't even have to be official like that. New boyfriend, new husband, whatever, in it. They will know that that new boyfriend or new husband is sexually abusing their daughter, her daughter. Yeah. They will know that this new boyfriend, this new husband is sexually abusing her daughter. She might not have seen nothing, but she knows. She knows something ain't right. Man shouldn't be walking out of the room at 2 a.m. Man's hearing, I don't even want to say, you understand? Man, not even, you don't, yeah, I ain't even want to say. Yeah, you fill in the blanks. I ain't even going to say what I need to say, but man's here, she's hearing certain things in the night that I ain't even going to say, but she ain't addressing it. But she knows. You saw that guy come out of that room at inappropriate times of the night, but you didn't say nothing. There are women out here who will have boyfriends and or husbands who sexually abuse their daughters and they don't say nothing because they don't want to lose the man for whatever reason, because they love him, or if shit hits the fan, he's the breadwinner and they're living some fantastic lifestyle or a better lifestyle that they had when the man wasn't in the picture. So you know what they'll do? They won't say nothing. They won't say nothing. Trust me. There's bare girls out here, they get abused by their stepdad, whether it's the mom's boyfriend is a stepdad or a husband, whatever in it, but the man in the house who's not their dad sexually abuses them and the mom don't say nothing. Maybe she's scared that the guy is going to retaliate on her or he's going to leave, whatever. Who gives a fuck, blood? Ain't your youth safety more important than this man? You're telling me you wouldn't rather live in a shed where your daughter's safe over living in a seemingly safe environment with a man that's going to be abusing your daughter? You mad. You lost your fucking mind, bro. Man, forget bun for that. You know what I said earlier about I ain't trying to incite no violence. Yeah, man, you forget bun for that. You forget bun for that. You forget gunshot for that. I don't give a fuck. They can cancel my YouTube channel. I don't give a fuck. You forget bun for that. You forget gunshot. You forget gunshot, blood. You forget gunshot. But yeah, there's mums out here who they have a husband or new boyfriend, whatever, and he is interfering with the daughter who's not his. Don't even matter who. I don't give a fuck who. Anyway, he's interfering with the daughter, and she don't say nothing. She turned a blind eye. But you saw that man come out of that room at 1, 2 in the morning. What are you doing in there? What are you even doing in a room? Or you heard him leave your bedroom at 1, 2 in the morning, and he didn't go to the toilet, and he didn't go down the stairs, but he went into the other room on the landing, and the only other room on the landing is your daughter's room, and he didn't come out there for 30 minutes. What was he doing? There's women out here in that situation. It's madness. There's women out here. They know that the boyfriend, the husband, whatever, is sexually abusing the daughter, but they don't do nothing about it because they don't want to lose the man. They don't want to lose the lifestyle. But you should be willing to be like the fucking man out of pursuit of happiness, live in a fucking toilet cubicle with your youth to keep your youth safe out of harm's way. There's plenty of danger out on the streets which you can't control, but you're supposed to be able to control the yard and who comes in and out and how safe the house is. One of the worst things is to be in danger in your own house. Your house is supposed to be a safe haven. Your house is supposed to be like your underground bunker where you go to where there's no trouble or no danger. Imagine being in your house and you're at danger. That's madness. That's madness. So my advice to any women who have daughters, if you as a woman, single mom watching this right now, whatever, innit? Yeah. If you have a daughter, if you want to have a boyfriend, fine, but don't make him come over to the house. Yeah. And you might say, oh, well, so just because I'm a single mom, whatever, in it, yeah, I'm not allowed to have a boyfriend or whatever, in it. Yeah, well, this is the price you pay, yeah, for picking the wrong man. Now, sometimes women do pick the right men, and things, don't go. But you know what? Until your daughter reaches a certain age, possibly, I'd say don't bring any men to your house like that. If you want to have a boyfriend, go to his house. Go check him at his house. Don't let a man move into your house. Always make sure, and if a man is in your house, always make sure that the man you're supervising your daughter when the man's around or whatever. Because trust me, there are bear stories out there. Trust me, man, read a lot. Sorry, I don't read. I told you, the man don't read. Never read a book before. A man watch a lot of stuff. Man, hear a lot of stories from people that man know, and you get me. I remember hearing stories when man's a youth and that, and get me when I'm older and stuff. Man, chat to bare people. Man, know. Man, see things on TV. So yeah, man, I was gonna say that is the worst form of bad parenting. That's the second worst form of bad parenting. The worst form of bad parenting is obviously like when parents obviously sexually physically abuse, neglect their own children. I read that story about the baby P thing the other day on Facebook, and it was mad. It was mad. Just if you want after this, I'm coming off. This is the last bit. I'm actually coming off in like 5-10 minutes. Just type in baby P, and because I remember that because that was in like '07, and I remember I worked for Homes Harringay a few years later, like in '11, '12. That's when man started. It started in November '11, but yeah. Anyway, got into it in 2012 properly, and yeah, a couple of men was talking about baby P and that, and it was only. That was back in 2012. 9 years later, couple months ago, man's reading a story about Baby P. Obviously, man's heard the rumors and shit like that, but I never read about it. And it was mad the way they tortured this boy. Like an old piece of meat get treated better than that youth, bro. The maddest part of the story, to me, obviously they murdered the kid, but the cruelest part of the story is basically there was one point that like just stuck out in my mind. I actually made Nadia read it, and I sat here in silence, and I made her read it, and I was like, "There's one mad part, yeah, but I want to see if you." And she was like, "Yeah, that part was mad still." Basically, they took the you. Well, let me put some respect on the baby's name. They took the baby. I ain't gonna call the you a you. I'm gonna call it baby Pierre. They took the baby to the doctors, and in the report, after all this has happened, they said, "Oh, at the time when they took the baby to the doctors, the baby was more than likely paralyzed. They think that they broke the baby's back over either somebody's knee or a cot. How can you break a baby's back? You know, like when you use a U and you go out and you pick up twigs off the floor and you snap them over your knee. That's what someone done to a baby, you know. You forget gunshot for that. See, you forget bun for that still. You forget bun for that, bro. You forget bun for that. I wouldn't I ain't got no enemies right now who I'd want to break their back. And these are grown men. As a big man, ain't got no enemies right now that I would want to break their back over my knee, over a table. And I'm a grown man. They're a grown man. So how the fuck can you do that to a baby? You forget bun for that. You forget bun for that. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's it, man. The second worst form of bad parenting ever is the women that allow their daughters to get sexually abused and they don't say nothing and they know full well. You knew what was going on in that bedroom. You saw or you heard. But you said, you know what? I'm gonna go back to bed and pretend that I slept and lied to myself because I don't want no turbulence between me and my spouse. Because I don't want to have to get rid of this person. So you know, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see nothing. I ain't even gonna mention nothing to my daughter. I don't even want her to tell me whatever. But you know what you heard and you know what you saw. You see now. So that's the second worst form of bad parenting. A woman who don't uh, stand up for her daughter when she's getting sexually abused or she allows it to happen, whatever. You know, a situation like that. You know, the mum will get as much time as the paedophile. Yeah, and too right, you should as well, because you knew you had a chance to put a stop to it. That's the second worst form of bad parenting. And the first worst form of bad parenting is parents who sexually abuse, and kill their own children. How can you kill your own? How can you kill your own? But yeah, man, that's it. 10:48. I mean, like, yeah, man's like 48 minutes over, but over tariff. But yeah, man. Thanks for watching, man. Okay, I actually enjoyed doing this live stream. I always enjoy doing the live streams, but yeah, this one was a good one still. Yeah, Nadia was trying to get on to me. Oh, when are you gonna do the live stream? I'm like, listen, yeah, just wait. It'll be a decent one. I think it was a decent one. I think it was a good one. So yeah, hopefully you don't think it's a good one as well, man. But yeah, sometimes you have to wait for the good stuff. Obviously, man's come prepared with the notes and that. So but yeah, I'm out. I'm just gonna boil this kettle quickly. Any last comments? Put them in the chat. I'm gonna boil the kettle. Yeah, quickly use the toilet, boil the kettle, and then I'll answer any questions or any comments or whatever, and then I'm out. So in a couple of minutes, I'll be back. Imagine, boom, what, it's like 8 to 11, 10 to 11. Yeah, I'm gonna come off here in a minute and you lot can go sleep and that. Man, still got work to do, you know. I never stop working. Man's always on the go. Always on the go. How can I still have two certificates to do and paperwork? I might just do one, get up early in the morning and do the other one and that. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Yeah, man. Thanks for watching. Whoever's the last. You can do it. What does that mean? You can do it? No. Oh, yeah, can do it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for you last few people that are still in, man, respect for staying to the end if you did. Or don't matter, even if he's in for a minute, it all counts. Stay wise, come on. I don't know. Oh, yeah, look out for the book. Stay tuned for the book. The book's coming out soon, yeah? Hardback and or